G'day, everyone. How are you? I snuck on early. Saw a few of yous in there. Andy, g'day, Nags. You haven't been on for a while, Nags. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well, Andy, up in the mother country. Look what I got going, Andy. A Yorkshire tea, mate. The diddly donk from Yorkshire himself put me on to Yorkshire tea, and I still drink it to this day. I used to work with Dave in the prison. He was from York itself, the city of York. Anyway, he used to bring Yorkshire tea into the reception store where we worked together. And it's a nice tea. I like it. And me and Roz both drink Yorkshire tea now. Roz likes the proper strong one. I just like the normal strength. Wixie, g'day, mate. How are you? Hope you're well. Hope you can hear. I haven't got my microphone muted this time. Munted or muted? Anyway, hope you're well, Wixie. G'day, Nathan. How are you, mate? Nathan. How good do they look, mate? Yours was first one. Yours is at the post office Friday. Nathan, yours was you and Dave, number one, mate. I'll talk about these soon. How good do they look? Bloody beauties. I'm really happy with them. They are a nice fit. 2XL, nice fit. And I've got the fishing shirt there. I'll show you that soon too. Really, really happy with how they come out for the price. $25, guys. Unbelievable. And I've been going like a one-legged bloke in an ass-kicking competition since yesterday. Friday morning, I went and picked up the last box that was sitting at Murdoch Road Transport. The shipment got split in half, and I was missing a box, and I went, and 2 days later, I'm still waiting for it. I went in and said, there's a box in here with my name on it. Anyway, they said, g'day, Buck. Yep, there is. Here it is. I said, you beauty. Got home, checked them off. They were all there. Bloody Russ's guy in Pakistan got it spot on, everyone. He got the order spot on. In fact, he gave me 2 extra shirts, I think. There were 2 extra. So there was none missing. And I've got one small left over. I've done all the parcels now. I've got a small polo left over, and I'm just starting to think, did I leave that out of someone's parcel? Like I had that much going on. Anyway, they'll let me know. If you're missing a small polo, everyone, out of your order, let me know. I've got it sitting on the thing, or it might have been a spare. Margie Lavelle, g'day, mate. Mike Blakely's on over in Colorado. G'day, Mike. Don't you blokes ever go to sleep over there in America? John was on earlier. Is that you, Roz? Oh, g'day. I just went live. Yeah, I was. I snuck on early. Roz just got back from Cairns, everyone, so I didn't hear it come in. So how you going? Good. There's food in the oven. UBEN, oven. I went out the barbecue before, cooked some snags up, bit of steak and some honey mustard chicken niblet things that I got from the butcher, you know, the wings that are cut in half. I didn't try them. I just had a couple of snags and having a cup of tea. That cat, the cat, drives me mad. Unbelievable. Anyway, who else is on? I've got some bad news too, everyone. I've got some real bad news. Well, yeah, it's not good. Bro, my little mate's not well, everyone. Young Raph. Been at the vet and he's not good. So anyway, I've got more stuff going on next week with him. So anyway, let's hope we can get to the bottom of it and get it sorted. Got a few growths growing where they shouldn't be, and we're hoping it's not cancer, everyone. So anyway, wishing luck. He'll be right. He's still getting around all right. He's still on his tucker and all that. So yeah, Cowboys did go good, Nick. They're going well, aren't they? Won both their warm-up games. They don't mean any. The warm-up games don't mean a lot. But hey, listen, it's always good. We scored 60 points against Penrith. Obviously not their full team. Anyway, we're in good shape to when we go over to Las Vegas soon. And the first game in Las Vegas are we playing the Knights, Newcastle Knights? Correct me if I'm wrong. Mark, are we playing the Knights, mate? Over in, I forget, is it Manly? And I've lost track. I haven't really got into the footy yet, but it's not far from footy season, everyone. So won't be too many more Saturday night live feeds. I'll be back to the Sunday mornings. because the footy's going to be on. So, yeah. So anyway, Mike over in Colorado, hope you're well. Andy Rich is up in the mother country. Don't know if Steve W's on up in the mother country either. Scotty Jennings, g'day, Scotty. Scotty sent me some photos and some videos. The cotton's almost blooming out, everyone, in St. George. The cotton's almost ready to bloom out. It won't be too far off harvesting season. Only seems like yesterday, Scotty, you were sending me videos of planting the cotton. Mike saying g'day to Mark. Hello, Mark. Yes, Buck, we sleep during the weekdays so we can party all weekend. Mike, you're getting too bloody old to be partying. You're like me, mate, too old. Steve W is on. G'day, Steve. Mate, you're in Slacken. I've got your shirts, and I'll be posting those Monday morning. I've got 3 massive boxes. I got a 2.5 box loads done on Friday afternoon, and I had to get them in by about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I went in on Friday and gave the girls a couple of hours to process them so that they get on the truck. So there's a heap of these shirts got out Friday, everyone, and the rest are sitting down in the back. I've got 3 massive boxes of all these shirts boxed up, 100 orders, and they'll be going out Monday morning straight up. And I've got Steve W. Steve, I've got you and Slackens to post international mail on Monday morning, mate. So, yeah, I've got a couple of orders there. I'm waiting for people still to pay everyone. They put an order in and still haven't paid me. So, anyway, we'll get it sorted. But here they are, here, everyone. There's Kobe and Darren on the front. How good, though. That's a nice-looking shirt. Becky's Angels, everyone. I'm sure you all know the story. Darren and his son Kobe both took their lives, and young Eden, Darren's daughter and Kobe's sister, is running a memorial rugby league team out for her dad and her brother on the 7th of March down in Roma. We're going to go down for it. And this is the jerseys are the same, just don't have a collar, but they're the boys, and a lot of the guys are young fellas that used to play with Kobe with the Surratt Wallumbilla Red Bulls. So that's the jersey they're going to wear out, everyone. And it's got the suicide awareness ribbon on there. So if you ordered one of these shirts, I'm really happy with them. I'll sort my bloody collar out here. Look at it. Really nice. Nice. I'll turn around. There you go. And the fishing shirts, everyone, are the same, but they're long sleeve, obviously, and has got, if I can get it to play the game, Fecky's Angels down the sleeve, everyone. Big shout out to Hornick Cyprus, the major sponsor. They gave Eden a couple of grand to get up and running, everyone. Hornick Cyprus out there in Roma, along with Wonky Donk Diesel, Warrego Tilt, and a couple of diddly donks. What's that one there? That's TDH Mechanical Maintenance. So Wonky Donk Diesel and Warrego Tilt Trucks on the bottom there. So a couple of local businesses got in and got in behind Eden as well. And I sent the Karen Thom, I think her name is, at the new Royal Hotel in Surratt. She got a heap of shirts for all the bar staff and about 20 coolers. So the new Royal Hotel in Surratt, she said, on that Saturday, all the bar staff are going to be wearing Fecky's Angel shirts behind the bar, and they're going to just hand coolers out so people can put their stubbies and that in a stubby cooler as well. So if you ordered coolers, the coolers are in with the shirts, everyone. So, yep, the shirts are on the way. Some of them are on the way already, and the others, what's going on with my collar there? Buck, sort it out. I didn't bloody... That one. Everything's reversed when I didn't have my collar bloody folded down. So anyway, Charles Spadowski, g'day, mate. How are you? I'll do some shout-outs because I come on early, everyone. Lorna McMillan down in Victoria. G'day, Lorna. Hope you're well. Russie Dude. Nick Taylor, you'll be pleased to know, everyone, I haven't got slow mode on. Everyone's whinging about slow mode, so I took it off. So if I miss your comment, stiff shit. Dicko's Destinations. G'day, mate. Jenny Cameron. Hopefully get your bloody pizza oven soon, Jenny. I tried the heat beads in there the other day, the heat beads, and maybe I rushed it a bit. They did get the oven warm, but don't know if I got it warm enough to do a pizza in. So, Jenny, when you do, use the pellets, mate. Get a nice, the little smoking pellet, the wood pellets that burn hot, and that's the whole idea of a pizza oven. You want it really, really hot when you throw your pizza in. So, yeah, stick with your pellets. It's a pellet pizza oven. I did try the heat beads. They did get hot, but I don't think they get as hot as what the heat beads. Just got to keep forcing those heat beads in, not the heat beads, the pellets. Okay, and you just got to keep the heat up to that oven. If you want the pizzas to come out nice and crispy, got to keep the heat up to it. That's the trick. It's all trial and error, but out there touring. G'day, mate. How are you? Hope you're well, Craig. Wixie saying g'day to Nathan Schilling. I am something. Steve's just spoken in Swahili. Use Goodera English, Steve. U-E-R-E. Yep, I am. That's a typo, no doubt, or Steve's invented another language. Nags, g'day, mate. Bucks footy tip and comp. No, I think Rob the Wanderer's running a footy tip comp, guys. So if you want to go into a footy tip and comp, I'm not going to commit to running one of those. One, I don't know how to do it, and two, it's just another thing. You're a slave to behind the computer checking. Like, I don't know. There's probably a lot of work involved. I can't be bothered. Everyone might go and rob the Wanderers. I'm useless. I couldn't bloody tip anything. Tip against the Cowboys. That's tip with your head, not your heart, is the old saying, isn't it? Terry G's on, is he? Someone, yeah, there he is. G'day, Terry and Robin and Molly. Hope you're well. Paulie Martin's on. G'day, Paul. Hope you're well, mate. Are you still out? And your shirt's in. I remember putting your shirt into an envelope, Paul. Are you still out in the caravan, mate? I've lost a bit of track of. Once again, on Facebook, you just lose people in Facebook because of all the ads and all the other shit that comes up. Can't keep up with it, everyone. Nick Taylor saying g'day to Terry. Mara Rollins is on. Hey, mate, saying g'day to Mum and Dad. Ivan and Lisa are on too, are they? G'day, Ivan and Lisa. Mara, your shirts, the Fecky shirts, how good do they look? I like the Buckaroony logo on one side and Fecky's Angels on the other. I said to Eden, I was the bloody Buckaroony channel. We gave $1,000 up straight. I said, Eden, I'd love if I could put the logo on the jersey, and she said, absolutely, Buck. And the actual plain shorts have got a big Buckaroony logo right on the arse. So when you bend over in the scrum, all you see is the big Buckaroony logo. That was Russ's idea. So anyone who's at the game, Nathan and all that, if you come to the game on the 7th of March, when the boys go down into a scrum, you'll see a big Buckaroony emblem across their arse on their footy shorts. So Russ, that's a Russ thing, that one. Bulldogs 28, Newcastle 0. Newcastle could be a long year for you guys too, but it's only a warm-up game, so yeah, wouldn't worry too much about that. Once again, Jordan Glennon, g'day, mate. How are you? I've lost a million things already. It goes too quick. Phil McCavity, g'day, Phil. Phil's saying, took delivery. Here we go. I'm on StreamYard, so I can highlight it. Took delivery of a Ford Ranger Super Duty yesterday. I'm 550 kilometres in and bloody love it. Good on you, Phil. I'd love one too, mate. But, I don't know, I just see so many things of Ford Rangers, that 3-litre engine, mate. I'm just, not that I've got the money to buy a friggin' Ford Super Duty anyway, but Phil, keep us up to date on it, mate. Keep us up to date on it and let us know how it's going. Every live feed. Good that you love it so far, mate. They are nice. I went and had a look at the launch here in Innisfail. They've got everything spot on with that vehicle, with weights and what it can carry and suspension and lifts and everything like that. I'm just worried about that 3-litre engine. As long as that can do the trick, we'll see how it goes. A lot of people are already talking about getting it tuned to get more power and torque out of it. But you do that, you go and blow the thing. Tell you what I'd like to do if I was a millionaire, I would buy a Ford Super Duty, Ranger Super Duty, pull the engine out of it, sell it, or keep it as a spare, and then go get a Ranger Raptor engine, the V6 petrol, get a Herod tune on it and throw that in there. Something ridiculous, 700 Newton meters of torque or something with the Herod tune. It's a petrol. It'd probably chew a bit when you're, but it certainly get up and go. Gidgey's, I drove that back from Brisbane, everyone. And when you want to overtake with that Herod tune, it is unbelievable. You give it a squirt and you're around and back in before you know it. Unbelievable. There's, I think it's safer to go bang 130, 140, get around a truck and get on the right side and slow down again. I think it's safer doing that than sitting out on the wrong side of the road, sitting on 110 maybe, trying to overtake a truck. The sooner you can get around a truck and get back on your side of the road, the better. Nathan Bridgeland, g'day mate, how are you? Nathan won the lead time battery. And speaking of lead time batteries, everyone, I'm going to show you something soon. There's something new in the lead time stable. And it's got me excited. So I'll show it to you later because I'm going to show you some camping gear soon. A bit later on, after I do the weather report, we're going to I'm going to get on there. And if you've got a groovy bit of camping gear that you want us to look at, I'll pull it up on the screen and we can have a look. So if there's a really good bit of camping gear on the market that you want to let everyone know about tonight's to do it, I'll bring it up and then we can have a look at it. Gonna do one day. I was still mid-sentence then and tried to say gonna do one day and I got me words fuddled up. Gonna do one day. G'day. Hi everyone. Hope you had an awesome Saturday. Yeah, it was hot up here. It is putrid hot up here at the moment. February sucks in far north Queensland. I hate February. December and January were bearable. Bloody February is just, that's when the humidity hits and it's just putrid. It's like you walk out of the house, out of the aircon, and it's like opening the oven door on you. It's bullshit hot. Anyway, not so much as in high heat, but it's just the humidity, everyone. It makes it feel like it's twice as hot as what it is. If you've ever been in the humidity, you know what it's like. You don't pull your underpants up and down up here. Marky Lavelle, you roll them up and down. I get that sweaty, you can't pull them, you just got to roll them because they just stick to you. Mick Watson, evening all. G'day, Mick. I hope you're not. 6 knots. Jamie Fulton's on, saying g'day. Dave's on. Steve from Soar Adventures, Steve and Annie and Winnie and Jasper. Jim Nauman. G'day, Jimmy. How are you, mate? Hope you're good. Lynn Rogers is on. Laptop's being a cow. Give it a backhand to Lynn. Let it know. Show them who's boss. Kez is on. Kez and Jamie. Who else we got on? Ray Allen. G'day. Hi, Buck and Roz. It's Ray and Michelle, the filthy cockroach you guys met staying at Mackay. G'day, Ray. And Ray's missus, Michelle, hates me because Ray had everything that I said, have a look at this bit of gear. Ray went out and bought it. What was it? Was a Bidgie barbecue, Ray? What was it? You said you've had something for 3 years. You rushed out and bought it because I did a clip on it, and you still haven't used it after 3 years. Was it the Bidgie Barbie or something like that, mate? Geez, I laughed. Stop buying shit, or Michelle's going to knock you clean out just because I talk about it on my YouTube. He was bad for running out and buying shit. Yeah, that was good, mate. Good to meet up with you at the Mackay caravan park that time. We were down there. Roz was down watching the grandkids play basketball from memory. And we stayed at a caravan park in Mackay and we're camping next door to you. And I laughed that. Ray said, oh, you got to stop doing clips on camping gear, Buck, because I keep buying it. Oh, geez, talk about funny. Ivan and Lisa saying g'day to Steve and Eddie. Good stuff. The Deadly Donk from Launceston's on, everyone. Lukey Reed. G'day, Lukey. Have you run into Molly yet, mate? Molly's down in Tassie. Lukey, have you managed to stalk Molly yet? MD79 is the number plate, Lukey. He knows the number plate, MD79. So don't know if you've run into her yet. Lukey, be good if you did manage to run into her or see her driving around. Who else we got on that I haven't said g'day to yet, and then we'll do the weather report. Greggy Campbell. G'day, Greg. How are you, mate? G'day, Greg. Hope you're all good down there. Blackers. G'day, mate. How are you? Just make sure I haven't missed anyone. If I have missed anyone in the chat. Oh, no, I'm still going. Look at it. I told you I can't keep up when there's a million of them. Jennifer G's on. I haven't said g'day to Jennifer yet. Hope you're well, Jennifer. Who else? Debbie Mawert. I haven't said g'day to Debbie yet, I don't think. G'day, Debbie. How are you? Jenny Cameron, I have. Lorna, I have. To the moon. G'day from Townsville. Yeah. I've got a 2-litre bi-turbo Everest, 30,000, and it's been awesome. Tow's our 16-foot caravan, no problems at all. Go the Raiders. The Raiders just had a good win too in their warm-up game. The 2-litre bi-turbo Everest. Is that what you've got, Steve? The 2-litre the twin turbo, the bi-turbo? Yeah, the only thing that turns me off those is the wet belt. Apparently they stopped making the wet belt. That wet belt is a nightmare to replace on those things, so keep your eye on that one. Fran Tickle. G'day, Fran. We're near drought conditions here in central Victoria. We need rain. Yeah, I know. And some Alice Springs and places like that, everyone, are getting too much rain. And there's other places like central Victoria and South Australia that just can't get any rain at all. Yeah. It's a Hennessy aftermarket rocket ship. Hennessy, not Hennessy. It's a Hennessy aftermarket rocket ship. What are you talking about, Mike? Talking about an engine of some sort, no doubt. Who else we got on? Nick Taylor, Blackers, SMG. G'day, Brett. How are you? Brett's on. Hey, Buck Community, Dogs are back 28-0. It's only against the Knights, mate. Don't get too excited. Cowboys got you last week. Anyway, they're only warm-up games, mate. They don't really mean anything. Las Vegas is the first game of the year. You know, footy season, the Indigenous teams have been announced, the Maori team and the Indigenous team. So when they get those, we rolled them up in Cairns, I'll say. What even hot when you were here, mate? You should be up here now. It's putrid. It is very hot. It's real air conditioner weather now. People go, oh, Buck, when are you going out camping? When it cools down, everyone. People down south don't realise how friggin' hot it gets up here, everyone, in Northern Australia. You can't camp in summer up here, everyone. It's bullshit hot. The humidity. You cannot camp in a tent in summer in North Queensland or a swag. It's impossible. Calvin Smith, g'day. Hey, guy, I want to give a shout out. He probably doesn't want me to say this. Stu Calvin, everyone. Stu's a great supporter of this community. He gave me, was it Harvey Bay? Stu gave me $1,000. Here, Buck, don't tell anyone. Here's $1,000 to help you run your camping event and that. I think it might have been the Harvey Bay event. Stu's always in behind the scenes, everyone, supporting this. Doesn't ever want any recognition. Well, he's been fighting cancer, everyone. He didn't want me to tell anyone, but he told me the other day, he said, I'm incurable, but it's not terminal. So Stu's still kicking, everyone. So good on you, Stu. We've had a few people in this community fighting cancer, and they've all pulled through. And Stu's another one, everyone. Looks like Stu's going to keep kicking for now. Good on you, Stu, if you do see this, mate. Wish you well. And thanks for all your... He's a ex-army officer, everyone, Stu. And he's always in behind the scenes. And every now and then he pops up and says g'day. And he's just one of those quiet guys in the background. And as I said, I still remember him slipping me $1,000 to run a camping event, which is why I think at Harvey Bay, the meals and that were so cheap, everyone, is because guys like Stu Calvin subsidised some of the cost and that behind the scenes. Didn't want me to tell anyone. That's the type of people we got in this community. It's incredible. So, yeah, so thanks, Stu, and all the best, mate. bloody cancer. Dad said you just don't know when you're going to get struck down. And as I said, we're going through tests at the moment with Rafa, everyone. We took Rafa in the other day to get his teeth clean. They did some blood tests and went, oh, he's got heart gallbladder problems. And then they said, we don't want to do his teeth yet. He's got some bigger issues at hand. And they did scans and all that. And he's in again for more blood tests on Monday, everyone, and then more scans. So it's not cheap, but we don't care about the money. We just want our little fella better. And she picked up some stuff on X-ray that was a bit concerning, and he needs to have further, more in-depth scans and that to try and narrow down what it is. So he's got a heart murmur. He's going on medication for that. So our little fella, he's getting old now, and things are starting to go wrong with him. And, you know, you drop him off at the vet and it just breaks your heart, you know. You just wish you could help him a bit more. Yeah. Your pets and that. These comments, guys, just get stuck. And next thing you know, Chrissy Anderson, g'day, mate. Jared, yeah, praying for Rafa. I'm sick in the guts worrying about him, to tell you the truth, everyone. We've got more tests next week. I just hope they don't come back and go, he's got cancer. There's some growths around his gallbladder. They don't know. She said, don't worry, it might be nothing. It might be just, but there's things there in the X-ray that don't look right. So, yeah, I've got my everything crossed for Raf at the moment. He's 14 in May. He's only a small dog. He should, yeah, hopefully get some more years out of him yet. So, but he's all right. He's going all right. But it's just bloody, you hate it, don't you, when you drop your pets off at the vet and you just feel so helpless for them. Come back yesterday, all his belly's been shaved where they had to do all the ultrasounds and all that type of stuff. So we've got to get him in for more tests. So big fingers and paws crossed for Raf, everyone, and for Stu Calvin. Stu's going all right. It's he said it's not curable what he's got, but it's not terminal, which means you can live with it. So that's good news, Stu. Yes, no, thanks, Brett. Brett's lost a dog before. It's bloody horrible, isn't it? You know, and the Swagans went through a lot of stuff with Rory just recently, everyone. We're worried sick about Rory and everyone in the community was. So old dogs sometimes get cancer, Mr. Bullet. Yeah, I know, mate. I know. He's 60-something in human years, so he's, you know, I'd like to think he's got a bit left in him yet, everyone, but he's still going all right. It's not like he just went out and had a run around in the yard. It's just that they picked up some stuff on scans and everything. There was some syndrome. What was it called, Roz? Something syndrome. And this is how good our vet is. Cushing's syndrome. Never heard of it before. She rang us up on the phone and she said, does he drink a lot of water, more than normal? I said, yeah, for the last 12 months, he just, like when he has a drink, Rafa's there for 10 minutes lapping water up. Like it's like he can't get enough into him. Does he cough? Sometimes, yes. His belly's extended at the moment. Everyone thinks he's getting fat. This Cushing's syndrome is a thing that old dogs get. And she went through all the symptoms of it, and every one of those symptoms Rafa's got. So she said sometimes we can treat Cushing's syndrome, but sometimes the treatment is worse than him just dealing with it. She said, but we can put him on medication for his heart murmur and just settle his heart and that down. So, yeah, Cushing's syndrome and everything. Oh, we looked it up on Google and it said, dogs with Cushing's syndrome, this is what? Extended bellies, drinking real lots of water, blah, 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 blah. And, yeah, exactly what Rafa's got. So, anyway, he's going all right. He's out there barking at crew at the moment, so he's still going all right. But, yeah, next week we've got to get more tests and that done. I just hope it comes back that he hasn't got cancer, everyone. That'll bloody gut me if he's got cancer. But, anyway, we'll see. I'll keep you up to date, eh? Yeah, shit, hope he's okay, Dicko. I know, bloody, he's my best mate, Rafa, as you all know, everyone. I bloody love me dog. We both do, and they're like your child. You know, he's been everywhere with us. He's been everywhere from Thursday Island to Tasmania. He goes everywhere with us. We treat him like he's our son. And, he means more to me than bloody most people. Anyway, so he'll be right. Hopefully he'll keep going. Steve's Brewery in camping. I feel I can deal with lost animals myself, but my kids really struggle in the past, and it hurts seeing the kids crying. Yeah, I know, mate. I know. I remember my dad when we were living in Brisbane. So I was under 5 years old. I was probably 4 or 5 years old. I still remember this. Dad burying one of his kelpies down the backyard at Capalaba. We had Mum and Dad were on about 2 acres there. And Dad bawling his eyes out, they're burying his dog. I forget the name of the dog now, but yeah, that's it. You get attached to them, don't you? I've said goodbye to a few dogs over the years now, and it's bloody terrible. But this little fella here, yeah, I'm more attached to him than any other dog I've ever owned. I think I've loved all my dogs, but Rafa's been the closest to me, I think. Andy, Steve W lost his Labrador recently. It's bloody terrible. I went to click on Andy then, and he moved just as. Yes, my Jack Russell had this. He couldn't jump up on the couch. That's how we knew something was wrong. Well, there you go. Rafa doesn't. He stopped jumping and that too. But we thought it was just because he was getting old. But anyway, he's in good hands. We got a very, very good vet. She hasn't mentioned anything about the Green Dream or anything like that, guys. So everything seems to be treatable at the moment. We just hope all these skeins next week come back and clear him of cancer. If it's not cancer, then it can be treated. So, Chris Anderson, we lost our two dogs and said we weren't going to get another one, but we needed a dog in our life. So we got Minnie, our 9-year-old rescue dog. Couldn't live without one. Yeah, I know, Chris. And I was thinking the other day, when Rafa goes, that's it. It hurts too much when you lose them. But you just feel like you need that companionship of a pet. For those who've got dogs, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Boyd, g'day, Buck. Just a quick jump on to say g'day before the big red V takes on the South Scrubs. Oh, is that on? Boydie, the Charity Shield's on tonight between St. George and Souths. There you go. I didn't realise that was on tonight. Souths had the wood on yous, I think. But, yeah, anyway, I might, after this, mate, jump on KO and check it out. Nat Atkinson. I'm with you, Buck. Still haven't got over losing my German Shepherd in 2011. Then my Dachshund a couple of years ago. They grew together, and it sucks without them. Yeah, I know. It's bloody. That's the worst thing about owning pets, isn't it? Is when you've got to say goodbye to them. But Steve Fuller said it the best when Ellie Mae, Steve and Annie's dog before Winnie and Jasper. Ellie Mae passed away. And I still remember Steve saying, our job is dogs don't live long, as we know, compared to us. So it's our job to give them the best possible life. And I still remember what Steve's saying that, and it's no truer words, Steve. And that's our job, is to make sure that we give our pets the best possible life that they can. Because let's face it, some animals don't get a good life, do they? And every animal, except crocodiles and snakes, spiders, deserve a good life. Dogs and cats and all those things. Yeah, so there you go. Oh, Brett's talking shit now. The dogs have won a pre-season game, and Brett's already booked his grand final ticket. You're as bad as Russ Longson. Doggy supporters. The doggies win one pre-season game, and they start booking their grand final tickets, everyone. And we all know how it ends up with the Bulldogs. It ends up in tears every year. Charity Shield, give Paris some charity. Anyway, let's do the weather thing, everyone. The weather forecast, the thing. I've got to stop saying that word, thing. Where is it? Utilities, living earth. Let's do the weather. Mike, you can let us know if I get it right for Denver. You're not in Denver, but you're not too far from there. 7:12 p.m. Oh, it's just going dark now. 27, we had a high of 31 today, lower 26. So as you can see, our minimums, it doesn't get cool here. 31's not hot, but when you throw that humidity on, it felt like high 30s today with the humidity. The humidity sucks. It really does. It felt hotter than 31 today. London. Andy and Steve, London up in the mother country is 0 degrees at the moment in London. Fine and 0. Higher 6, lower 1. So quite chilly. London hasn't been that cold the last couple of weeks, has it? So 0. What is the time there? It's 9:13 this morning. So it's 9:13 Saturday morning in London, and it's 0 degrees. The Poms will be ripping the shirts off and tanning up. The sun's out. Innisfail, that's me again. Toronto, 4:13 in the morning, and it's Toronto. Oh, that's not too bad. 0 degrees. Remember the other day it was -20 or something up where Slacken is. It's scattered clouds and 0 degrees at the moment. High of 2 and a low of -4. That's better than last week. Last week was those big -15s and -20s. Real cold stuff. So that's a bit better for Canada. And Canada hasn't won a gold medal in the Winter Olympics yet, everyone. Australia's beaten them. Can you believe that? We got 2 gold and a silver so far. So we're going all right in the Olympics. Well done, Aussies, to our Winter Olympians. Doing really, really well. Let's hope I'm barracking. Mike, John, if you see this, I'm looking forward to the Canada versus USA ice hockey. There should be some knuckle up in that one. I reckon that'll be a good knuckle up, that one. There'll be some fist flying in that game. Canada versus the USA and the ice hockey. It's always a big game, but after what's happened in the last year or so, I reckon there'll be even some more spice in that game. So Canada just beat Switzerland 5-1 or something in the ice hockey. So I don't know if they've played the Yanks yet, but they usually meet up there in the final, don't they? Canada, USA. So we'll see how it goes. 28 degrees in Busselton in Western Australia, and it's 5:15 in the Saturday afternoon in Busso, over where my daughter lives, and Cam and Tiff from Wild Touring. Beautiful, beautiful summer weather over there. Here we go, Mike Blakely, everyone, up in Colorado. It's 2:15 this morning. So the daylight hasn't even broken there. Can everyone see the USA there? And the bright dot in the middle is Denver, Colorado. So Mike's like right in the middle of the USA, everyone. What do we got there, Mike? Well, overcast, 4 degrees at the moment, 2:15 Saturday morning. High of 13 and a low of 1. Not as cold as what it has been either in Denver, Colorado has been very, very cold. Ensenada, Steve Wilkes in Ensenada, everyone, in Mexico. Clear, 12 degrees, high of 19, low of 9. That's not too bad. Mexico. John up in Portland in Oregon. John's not in Portland itself, but he's not too far from there. Scattered clouds, 4 degrees in Portland at the moment. It's 1:16 in the morning there. Don't know if I haven't seen John on yet. John will probably get up for a tinkle and check his phone and come on. So 1:16 a.m., 4 degrees, high of 8 and low of 4. And I know John doesn't really follow the football, everyone, the American football, but the Seattle Seahawks just won the Super Bowl. Not that but I guess most people in Oregon are probably Seahawks supporters. Mike, would they be? Mike's Denver Broncos, they almost made it in there, not quite, but the Patriots beat them to get into the Super Bowl. Phil Weber, everyone, over the ditch in New Zealand. It's well and truly dark in Auckland, over in New Zealand. They're well and truly in darkness. It's 10:17 Saturday night in New Zealand. Scattered clouds, 19 degrees in Auckland at the moment. High of 22, low of 18. Not too bad. Not too bad. Melbourne. All the Melbourneites down there. Down in Victoria. Sunny and 21. Good stuff. So sunny and 21 in Victoria. High of 24, low of 13. You see the low temperatures get a lot lower, so bloody sleep better at night. Up here, our minimum temps don't get much lower than our maximums, and you've got to have I've got the aircon on now, and it's not really cutting the mustard today, the aircon. It's been struggling all day. What have we got? Sydney, overcast, 22 degrees. It's 8:17 at night in Sydney. I think we're just about done. Launceston, Lukey Reed, it's sunny. Tassie's been copping some good weather, everyone. Sunny and 21 degrees in Tassie, a high of 26 and a low of 9. You see, it still gets low, still getting down. 9 degrees is bloody winter time for us. But 26, Lukey, very, very nice. Adelaide, any crow eaters on? Sunny and 27 in Adelaide, everyone. Sunny, high of 31, low of 16. As you can see, same maximum as up here in Northern Australia in Innisfail, but the lows get a lot lower and no humidity. As I said, that's the killer. Speaking of humidity, go to Darwin, everyone. You'll know what humidity is. That is putrid up there. It's even worse than where I am. 6:48 Saturday night in Darwin. They're half an hour behind us. And it's 26 degrees at the moment. Showers, once again, 31 and a low of 25 in Darwin. Perth, sunny and 30 over in West Aussie. There you go. There's the weather report from around the world, everyone. How exciting is Buck's weather report? How good's that? We'll say good day. Now, listen, everyone, if you've got a really groovy bit of camping gear, let us know and we're going to have a look at it. How's the BT50 going, Nigel? Good. Real good, mate. Now I've got a new gearbox in it. It's going well. And the engine mount's been replaced, so I think I've finished that, sorted out that bloody vibration that was coming up through the snorkel when I was towing. Yeah, it's going all right, mate. It's going good until next time something goes wrong. It's like any cars. Dave saying, a quick question for any seafood buffs. Got a small lobster tail to cook. Raining at the moment, so the Webbers are no-go. Barbecue's out of gas, so am I stuck with the air fryer? Does anyone know how long temp to cook for? Mate, I'd be going 180 and give it about 15 minutes and see how it goes in the air fryer. You're going to put some cheese on it, a lobster mornay or whatever it's called. Yeah, I'd be looking at, maybe not even 15. Just try 10 minutes for now. There's on the air fryers, it's got fish and seafood on there, mate. Just see what that says. How many minutes, everyone? How many minutes for a lobster tail or a crayfish tail? Lobster tail in the thing, I'd be going 180 degrees, 180 for Mark reckons 20 minutes. I'd be going, you can get a steak and do a steak well done in 15 minutes in the air fryer. So I'm thinking 10 minutes for seafood. Jamie saying 15. I tried 10, mate, and then check it after 10. Check it after 10 and just see how it goes. Maybe just put a couple of forks in, and if it's still translucent inside, give it another 5. Terry reckons 15. Chris Anderson, 180 for 8 to 10. Yeah, I wouldn't like to go 15 straight up. The good thing about an air fryer, you can set it for 15, and as soon as it gets to 8 or 10 minutes, just pull it out. It stops. Get a couple of forks, Dave, and bloody just spread the meat in the tail. And if it's white, it's cooked. If it's still a bit translucent in there, give it another 5 minutes, mate. Who said 10 minutes max? Jimmy Nauman said 10 minutes max. Yeah. I can well do a steak in 15. So I'm tipping no more than 10 too. I'm with Jimmy on that one. And Chris Anderson said 8 to 10. Try 8 to 10, Dave, on 180, mate. And let us know how you go, mate. We'll still be jibber-jabbering. Is it, Mark said, is it frozen? If it's frozen, obviously it'll take a couple minutes extra, won't it? But if it's fresh, mate, I reckon 8 to 10 minutes max. Yeah. 200 in the time it takes to drink 2 beers. Yeah, everything's how many beers it takes. I'll tell you what, I could have gone a beer cooking the barbecue, the Savo in that heat, everyone. What is it? 14th of Feb, 1.5 months down, guys, and I haven't had a beer yet. So going all right. I must admit, it's when you're having things like so hot at the moment, and you're out in the shed. And it's bloody, they're the times you feel like having a beer. But anyway, I'm staying staunch. I should have, yeah. Who else we got? Lorna, I don't use the air fryer. I don't know. No, there's just something about them I don't like. I don't mind them, Lorna. I rate them. I rate air fryers. I reckon they're quick, easy, and they do the job. I did chips the other night in it, come up good. They do good steaks. I like how it does the steak. It puts a crust on the outside and still juicy inside. Chippies, bloody yeah, I don't mind them at all. I reckon they're pretty good. Not too bad at all. Big fella, I love my air fryer. Yeah, I know. Most people that have got an air fryer swear by them. We've got a smaller one in the caravan, and for when we go out camping in the caravan, if we're on 240, or I can run the air fryer off the power station if we need to, which isn't a problem. No, Fran, no, haven't heard. Haven't no to that. No to that one. I had 10 millilitres of rum today. Had to chuck some in my Coke for a taste while making rum balls. That's a Christmas thing, mate. That's about the only alcohol I've had this year. Making rum balls at this time. Usually rum balls are a Christmas thing, aren't they? I suppose you could make rum balls anytime. Get your rum balls, mate, and sprinkle some rum over them just before you eat them too. That's even better. Give them that nice flavour. I've told you the story, Mum bought a bottle of rum once, and I was driving back home. Mum making rum balls for Christmas. Says to Ken, "Where's the rum for the rum balls?" Ken goes, "I don't know, in the cupboard." Ken goes searching through the bin, empty rum bottle. I drank it. Mum was filthy. Luckily, I was on my way home. Mum was bloody furious. So I didn't drink it and then drive home. I drank it a few days before or whatever. And I thought, oh, that's nice of Mum to have a bottle of rum in the cupboard for me. And I, after over a few days, I knocked it off, and Mum had no rum for a rum ball. So Ken said, "You're lucky you're on the road." She is furious, absolutely furious with you. Gidgey had to go out and buy another bottle of rum so Mum could make the rum balls for Christmas. Ah, dear. That was a couple of years ago now. Yeah, just that's all they are. Air fryers just an element and a fan. Nice and simple. And they do a good job, don't they? They do a good job. Here's a go. I'm not going to do a poll because I'm on StreamYard area. Who takes an air fryer out camping with them? Now, you probably think you need 240 if you haven't got 240, but if you've got a Jackery or a Blue Eddy power station or something, you can run an air fryer out. They are simple. If you want to do a chicken Kiev or something like that, when Roz and I did our caravan trip for 6 months, we quite often used the air fryer when we're on 240 to do some chicken Kievs or something like that. Or if you just want to, if it's raining and you can't get the fire going to cook a few steaks over the Aussie Campfire Kitchen or something, you can just throw your steaks in the air fryer, a bit of oil, salt and pepper in the air fryer, and bloody, they come up really, really good. Chris Anderson said he's got one in the caravan. Yeah, we have two. We got the small one in the caravan and a larger one for home. What's my weather app is Living Earth, it's called, mate. Living Earth. It used to be free. I think you got to pay for it now, but I got it when it was free. Living Earth. It's very, very good. And you can set alarms on there. So if there's a weather event happening, you can set your favourite cities, and then you can go, say, Innisfail, let me know weather alert. So if there's a massive storm coming or whatever, it'll send you alerts. So it's a good app to have. Yeah. It was Lauren's idea to make rum balls for Valentine's Day. Oh, happy Valentine's Day, everyone, if you're into that. We use the Bundy Campfire rum. Good stuff. Good stuff. Happy Valentine's Day for all Valentiners out there. It's not something I've ever got into. Even I said to Roz jokingly, "Happy Valentine's Day, Roz," and she just went, "Yeah." It was like we both looked at each other and have to go, another bloody American day. I've never really got into. Does anyone get into Valentine's Day? Obviously, Dave and Lauren does. Dave's had to, or Lauren would have knocked him out for Valentine's Day. Not something I've ever got into, I must say. Fizz and M. Air fryers good on no fire bands, and you're on them down south at the moment, aren't you? You're in South Australia and Victoria. I think you've got Total Fire Beans down there. I know there's certain summertime in West Aussie. I think Pete and Cam have often said Total Fire Beans in summer over in West Aussie. So, So that's another good thing there is they are good. If there's fire beans, you can't cook with fire. They're quick and easy. If you've got a power station with a decent size inverter in it, a little bloody, I know we're going to talk about this later, camping gear. Is an air fryer a camping item? Put down, is air fryers something that should be banned from camping? I know when you go camping, there's nothing better than cooking over fire. We're going to talk about that soon. I love cooking over fire. But when you're at a caravan park and that, sometimes you can't have fires and, you can cook up on gas. But the air fryer is quick and easy. You've got chicken Kievs. Instead of trying to fire the Weber up and take an hour to cook some chicken Kievs in the Weber, you can do them in 20 minutes in the bloody air fryer, everyone, 25 minutes. So if it's 240, big fella said if it runs on 240, it's not for camping. Yeah, fair enough. I can go with that, mate. I can go with that. Dave said Lauren's been learning karate. I'm too scared to forget dates anymore. Yeah, look out. She'll be bloody. You'll be hit with that many left feet around the head. You'll be begging for a right, mate. It's only one day of the year. I get sexy time. It always costs me dollars, but oh dear. Craig, if your missus sees that, she's going to knock you clean out. Ban Mr. Bullet. Mr. Bullet is the new Mr. P. Mr. Grumpy, we should call him. Mr. Grumpy, banned, it's glamping. Yes, I agree, Mr. Bullet. I do agree, but they are handy, aren't they? I think it's something. A lot of people now have, as you know, going to big lithium systems in their cars, going to induction cooking and all that type of stuff, coffee machines and all that. Now, I'm the big one. Who takes a Puffuccino machine out with them when they go camping? That is glamping, everyone. Even in a caravan, me and Roz still have an instant coffee. I still drink instant coffee at home, everyone. We don't have a coffee machine at home. Instant coffee. I have a Moccona. And that's what we have out camping. I enjoy having a Moccona in the morning, an instant coffee. But yeah, I don't have coffee machines. Even in the caravan, we don't do coffee machines. If I want a nice coffee, when we're on the road, we always pull in and support a cafe or support the little towns and grab a nice coffee from a coffee shop or a bakery or something like that when we're on the road. That's when we have our nice espresso coffee. But I don't like the real milky coffees. You have too many of them, you start bunging too much weight on as well. So Mark said no, he doesn't have a coffee machine. He just bludges off Wixie. Wixie's got a great setup, everyone, in that four-wheel drive of his. That is an absolute beauty. What's Nick Taylor saying? Instant when we camp, but now we have a big Bluetti, might get a pod machine. Well, yeah, those little pod machines don't do a bad coffee, Nick, do they? So Nick's got the Bluetti, and that's the great thing. I've got the Bluetti, our little Bluetti Elite 100 down there running the light, everyone. As you know, I've got the big Jackery. I find the Jackery a bit big to take camping. It's quite a big unit. But that little Bluetti, that's a perfect size for camping. And it's got a an 1800 watt inverter in there. So I can run a small air fryer on that if I want to, which I have. I did a cook up down at the beach. And Rob's on. G'day, Rob from Australian Camping and Four-Wheel Drives. Rob's come on. What else we got? What was I talking about? Coffee machines. Yeah, as I said, we're all going to this fancy stuff, aren't we? Everyone's getting into lithium batteries. Big lithium, big solar. and having all the fancy gear. And I'm one of these, I'm a bit old fashioned too, where I think if you want to have all that shit out camping, why don't you just stay at home? But here's me that's got an air fryer in our caravan for when we do the long trips. And I must admit, it's not something I use every night. You know me, I love cooking over fire and that, but you can't always have a fire. If you're in a caravan park and you've got a couple of chicken Kievs in the fridge or the freezer, it's a good quick way to get dinner done sometimes. Sometimes cooking out camping can be a bit inconvenient, and an air fryer does bloody speed that process up a bit. So we had an air fryer in the caravan when we had it. We still have, and it's comes in handy. We don't use it all the time, but sometimes if it's raining and that, and we don't want to cook inside the caravan, we just set the little air fryer up on the bench outside the caravan, plug it in, and in 15 minutes we've got steaks or chicken Kievs or whatever, and we can throw some frozen chips in there, whatever we want to do. I love doing my sausages in the air fryer. It makes them puff up a bit more. I reckon that's the best way to do sausages. It bloody gets the skin nice and crispy. And the good thing about air fryers, it is a lot healthier. Cooking with an air fryer, everyone, is a lot healthier than frying shit in oil. So I know a lot of people that are on diets and trying to watch their weight also cook with air fryers. And that's another good thing about it. Someone must ask Rob how his dad is. Yeah, Rob and Shalom have got their hands full looking after their dad, full-time carers for their dad at the moment. So it's what we do for our parents, isn't it? You know, they've looked after us all these years. And then there was a good thing about someone said, don't ever look at looking after your old dog as a burden. Look at it as a privilege. And that's the way I'm looking at it with Rafa. You know, I get up at night now and sometimes Rafa's crook in the belly and he wants to go out 4 or 5 times at night and wakes me up, and I'll get pissed off. And then I think, hang on, don't get cranky at him. And someone said it nice the other day on Facebook. Looking after an old dog's a privilege, not a burden. And that's the way you should look at things. Yeah. So same as Dad, Rob, should be a privilege to look after him, especially at that age, mate, in his 90s or whatever. It's a privilege to look after him. So, yeah, after all he's done for you over the years, mate, it's our turn to pay back and, you know, do our little bit back before they check out for good, if you know what I mean. So it's what we did with my dad, mate. And it was sad seeing Dad go down. He had dementia at the end, everyone, and that was sad. That was sad. The dementia was worse than Dad's physical condition. Physically, Dad still got around and whatever. It was just the dementia. It was bloody terrible. Marky's just lost his mum recently, everyone. It's life, isn't it? Dying is part of life, and as much as we hate it, we all die at some stage. All our pets check out. It's just part of life. Doesn't, you know, you got to look at it that way, but it still doesn't make it easy when they do pass away, whether it's your parents or your bloody. We had a news presenter here in Queensland. He's a well-known news presenter, everyone. Rob Bruff, really, really good news presenter. Been on the news for years, and he just lost his daughter to cancer, I think it was, and bloody just terrible. You know, like parents saying goodbye to their kids. It's not the way it's supposed to be. Bloody terrible, isn't it? So let's get back on to camping. I said we talk about camping, and I've got a couple of items to show you soon, everyone, and then you can get on and let me know to look up something. Russ, Russ just emailed me. I forgot to order Russ's 7XL bloody shirt. I said I was going to order him one, and I forgot to put it on the list. So anyway, Blackers, it is, Rob, same situation with Mum. So, yeah, it's good to, I guess a lot of you are my age out there. We've all got parents. I know Mark's lost Mum and Dad, and Rob's lost his mum. You know, a lot of us have lost one, maybe both of our parents. It's bloody terrible, isn't it? Andy Pandy. Good stuff, Andy Pandy. Mum's 93 and still driving. Runs everyone off the road, but she's still driving. Good stuff. Andy Pandy's mum, still going hard at 93. Good stuff. Yeah, my mum's 84 and still driving. and she's got an auto now. I used to hear Mum take off to go to work in the manual, and it'd be 200 metres up till she got to the first corner, and she still hadn't let her clutch out. So the Mum, let the clutch out. So she's got an auto now, so she can't burn the clutch out. Oh, gee whiz. I used to go, Mum, let the clutch out on your car. Don't ride it all the way up to 200 metres up the road. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Yep. There you go. Mark said, I love my. So what was the consensus? Air fryers. Mr. Bullet has said definitely no to air fryers. I've said no to coffee machines. Puffuccino machines out camping. Not on. What else do we take out that we don't really need? And that's why I did my clip the other day on the trailer. I still want to, we're going to go out in the caravan, everyone. Me and Roz on our longer trips would take the caravan. But we still want to go out on little 2 or 3 nighters or whatever, little local nice camping grounds and that. Woodley Station, for example. Really back to basics, set a gazebo up, sleep on a stretcher, have an open fire, and do some good old-fashioned. Go out and cut some firewood, cook your food up over the fire. That's the type of camping I love. I really do. Rob's got the 12-volt. That's right. I forgot about that, Rob. Love my 12-volt air fryer. Best bit of gear. And the good thing about an air fryer, Rob, over a travel buddy or something like that, they might chew a lot of power, but you don't use them for long. And I guess that's the good thing about induction cooking as well. Induction cooking, you're not cooking it over a couple of hours. So the air fryers, 20 minutes, your chicken Kiev or something's done. I tried to click it. That's what I mean. I tried and click on. The alcohol can stay home. Yeah, well, I haven't even got any alcohol at home at the moment, Robin, and it won't be going out camping with me. As I said, my first drink will be on the 10th of July at the Barra Crab. So I'm off it till then. And I got on the scales at the gym the other day, guys. I lost a couple of kilos. Still not under 100. I was 101 point something. I'm usually 103 point something. So I've lost a couple of kilos. Yeah, so I'm going all right at the gym. I actually feel like I've lost even just a couple of kilos. I can feel it. So I'm slowly heading in the right direction. So yeah, most stuff's 20 minutes in the air fryer, isn't it? I know a steak's 15. You can even cook frozen. Rob the Wanderer said you can throw a frozen steak in the air fryer. 20 minutes, she's cooked. So yep, there you go. Exactly right, Noel Lanes. Sitting back in a comfy chair and a cold drink, cooking dinner around the campfire. Yeah, exactly right. And that's why I love cooking on the Aussie Campfire Kitchen stuff, everyone. You would have seen how I cooked out at Woodley Station, O'Brien's Creek Campground. I did a lot of good cook-ups out there using the Aussie Campfire Kitchen stuff. That's my way of camping, everyone. Cooking over fire. But sometimes, if the weather's shit house or whatever, it's pissing down rain, you got your awning out off the caravan, you can, buddy, throw the air fryer on and cook dinner up in 20 minutes and still have a decent feed instead of sitting there munching on chips or whatever. So anyway, greetings from Canberra. I enjoy your camping clips. Thanks, Ford. There's a new name they haven't seen before. Ford J1. G'day, mate. Greetings from Canberra. Enjoy your camping clips. Thank you so much, mate. Yeah, I try and keep them a bit lighthearted, and yeah, I really enjoy going out and doing it. And this year, when it cools down, everyone, I want to go up to Woodley Station and places like that. Go up, want to do a swag camp, take the swag up, do some swag camping, just some little one overnighter or 2-nighters, and do my cooking clips, get out of the backyard and actually go out camping and start doing some. And that's a good thing when you go out camping. During the day, I can be doing my cook-ups and that and doing creating a bit of content for you. And there's nothing better than, I love watching camp cooking. Pete was on from WA Camping last night and said, what do you want to see, guys? What do you want to see? And Pete goes away and does his boys trips and that, and that's fine. But, I said, Pete, you know what I enjoy? I love watching you do a cook-up with Dave. Like, I just love watching blokes cooking up over a fire when they're out camping. I love it. If someone's watching camping clips and caravan clips and that, I'm over that shit, but I still love to sit down and watch someone cooking up over a fire or whatever. It's good. Michael Cupid, is that the Cupid I used to be in the army with? You got a mask on there. They even do omelets in the air fryer. Yeah, I tried to do one. I was in the army with a Michael Cupid. Is that you, Cupid? Used to play cricket with you. Is that the same one or a different Cupid? If it is you, I remember one day, Cupid, we were playing another army unit in cricket. And this bloke's slogging Cupid around everywhere. And he goes, Buck, come in and stand right there. I reckon he's going to hit it there. So anyway, so Cupid's the captain of the team, and he puts me in a. Anyway, Cupid bowls a ball, and this bloke has dead set belted it, and it was coming like a tracer bullet at me. And I put my hand down to catch it, and at the last minute, I just put my hand out of the way, and it went for 4. Cupid looked at me as if to go, I don't believe you did that. That would have broken all my fingers off my hand. So if that's the same Cupid, we were playing for 1 Sig Regiment from memory. And, yeah, I thought I could hear the ball fizzing as it was coming towards me. It was and it was going that fast. I thought, I am not putting my hand in front of this ball. It's going to break all my fingers. So I pulled my hand out of the way. She went for 4. Cupid, the bowler, was not happy with me. Sid Narchi Adventures. Aussie, g'day, mate. How are you? When you get back down on the beer, 0 carb beer is the way to go if you want to watch it. Yeah, I was on the Hans, mate, which are low carb, but yeah, I was drinking Hans most of the time, and I don't know. I don't know if these low carb beers work or not, mate. But anyway, just trying to drink water. And this afternoon I was cooking a barbecue, and I had a soda, half a bottle of soda water with lime in it, lime flavored soda water. So that's what I was drinking this afternoon. Dave, stuntman. Dave X. G'day all, I've been AWOL for a while. There you go. Dave X Stuntman. Yeah, I remember your name, mate. Good to see you back. You're on tonight. That's the main thing. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Rob said, oh my God, went to Aldi today just to have a look, ended up with the middle aisle and walked out. Went to Aldi, ended up in the middle aisle, which is where all the random shit is, and he walked out with a blender. Oh no. That's what gets me with Aldi. You're going out. I haven't got Aldi up here where I live. I think the closest Aldi's down in Townsville, everyone. But you walk around, it's like walking around a supermarket, and then you'll be going, oh, yeah, bananas, oranges, tin food, a swag. And it's like just all this random shit with Aldi. And that's what Rob's obviously done. He's gone down the middle aisle and run into the random shit. And they do have some good stuff there every now and then. Aldi, they have camping gear and all that type of stuff. I'm glad we haven't got an Aldi here, because I reckon I'd be up the centre aisle checking out all the camping gear. Mara said, I should do a video when I go camping. Never a dull moment. No, it never is if you've got kids and that. That's what it's about, eh? Nothing better than going. Steve, brewery and camping. Yeah, I love the campfire cook-ups, especially you, Buck, out the backyard. No need to go camping to have a cook-up. No, exactly right. And always encourage everyone to get out in the backyard. If you can't go camping, if you can get out in the backyard and have a bloody fire or have a cook-up of, so even if it's on the barbecue, who cares? But if you can have a little fire pit out in the backyard and bang a bloody Aussie campfire thing and a swing, have a skillet, or I don't know, just charcoal in one of those bloody King's fire pits, and sizzle up some steak and some sausages over charcoal, or a boerewors or something. It's better than nothing. Get out in the backyard. I tried to do a cook-up yesterday, and I got it started. I did the intro, and I looked and I went, oh, geez, the sky's not looking good. Threw the charcoal on. It was going to be a spatchcock chicken, everyone, cooked over charcoal. I went to me butcher, and I got him to bloody Lex butterflied the chicken for me. And I went to Coles and got the Nando's, like a Nando's brand, like chicken shops. So I was going to do that on the South African flip grill. and I got the Nando's spice. I sprinkled that over, and then I was going to paint it with Nando's sauce and everything, baste it with Nando's sauce while I'm flipping it over the charcoal. I got the charcoal going, and before I could get it in the fire pit, she was bucketing down. I said to Roz, have a look at this. I said, I'm not going to get this cook up done. So we ended up doing the chicken in the oven inside, and it didn't turn out. It cooked, but it just didn't have that nice charcoal crispy outside. The oven didn't do things. So I'm going to have another go at the spatchcock chicken, everyone, and I'm going to do it out in the back paddock because I'm looking after the back paddock for 6 weeks, and I've got a beautiful spot up the back with big rainforest trees and all that. So I'm going to do some cook-ups out in Tony's backyard, and I'm going to redo the spatchcock chicken because I had a crack yesterday, everyone, and a dirty big bloody storm came in, and I ended up having to put the hose on the charcoal. It was rare, and I was ready to pour it in, and I had to bloody put it out with a hose and get the chicken inside and get it into the oven. So the old storm beat me yesterday, Steve. I was going to do a good, that was going to be my first cook-up for the year, and the bloody big storm came in and beat me yesterday, so I'm going to have to redo that one. Anyway, such is life. What were first world problems, eh? Hey, I'm going to share the screen, everyone. Who's this one? Aussie Q. Chair, beer, and a fire. That's my favourite, absolutely. Yeah, and one of the good things is when you're out camping, something good to sleep in, good swag, something that's going to keep you dry, some shade, especially up here. You've got to have shade, everyone. Something to keep you dry, something comfortable to sleep on. You've got to have a good night's sleep. We don't have to rough it. I did enough roughing it in the army, sleeping on the ground and in holes and shit. I enjoy my comfort now, especially when you've got a crook back. So as long as you've got something good, a nice, comfortable camp chair, everyone. Honestly, I've been out camping in those snow peak camp chairs and that, and my back gets that bloody sore while I'm out camping. It spoils the camping trip. So you've got to have a good camp chair, a good place to sleep, and you're right, and a fire. When I used to take the kids out in Western Australia, we had a little 4-man dome tent, couple of chairs, and an esky, and that's how we used to do it, and then cook over the fire. So you don't need all the fancy gear, and that's what I want to do this year, everyone. Take the little garden trailer out, throw me camping gear in that so I don't have to bloody overload the BT50, and go out to some nice little, as I said, hour and a half up the road, Woodley Station up near Ravenshoe, which is the highest town in Queensland. There's a cattle station there, and there's some camp spots on the mill stream. It's just beautiful flowing water. Got to be careful, there's freshwater crocodiles in it, so I can't let Rafa go swimming in the deep parts there. But there's a couple of really nice spots there at Woodley Station. You can go out, cut your own firewood. It's real good bush camping. I love it. And it's nice, and it's close enough to town if you want to go into the bakery or whatever, but you're out of town, and it's just bloody, the closest campers are half a kilometre away, if that, maybe a kilometre away. So it's really, really good. So I'm going to share the screen, everyone, if I can get that off. And I'm going to show you a couple of items to start the night off. And then if you've got something else you want to, Butchie and a puff mat. I used to have one of those when I was in the army. One of those, it was just a little roll-up mat, but it was self-inflating. I used to put it in the bottom of my pack, and it bloody was a lifesaver. It used to keep the cold from coming up. And that little self-inflating mattress that I got, I don't know if I got it off a Yank or where I got it, but it was brilliant. It really, really was. It was light, and it was a bloody lifesaver out bush. It really was. Jenny Cameron, we lived in Laos for a while, and yes, we did miss camping. Laos, as in Laos, Laos, Laos. Is that what you mean, Jenny, there? Anyway, I'm going to share the screen and see if I can show you what I've got up. Daily deals. Oh, yeah, here it is here. There's a bloody barbecue on the market at the moment that Sean Wales advertising, everyone. Looks like a good little barbecue, compact and that. But then I looked at the price of it and thought, nah, that's bullshit price. What's Terry talking about? Hi, your family well. Looking, Terry said, I'm looking at getting a baby Webbecue. Terry, have you still got your little King's barbecue, mate? Terry's thinking about getting a baby Webbecue. How's it? What happened to your King's barbecue, Terry? You had a little King's version of the Weber. Looking to get a baby Webbecue. They're good, mate. Them and the Ziggy, very, very good. The thing I'm about to show you, Terry, I don't reckon is as good. It's smaller and it's more compact and it's dearer than a baby Webbecue. And you're about to see that now, everyone. So I'm going to share the screen. Share the screen. Here we go. Share. Now, can you all see that? I'll maximize that. Now, I can't see the comments, everyone. Hopefully you can still see that. I can't see the comments now, everyone, until I minimize that screen. So this item here, which has, what's happened there? Nah, it's not going to work, everyone. Why is that going like that? This isn't going to work, everyone. I can't. It's not letting me scroll. Why not? Stop sharing. Minimize. Oh, dear. Technology. Share the screen. Why isn't that? Just bear with me for a sec. I just want to show you these couple of barbecues, everyone, because I think you'll be... There it is there. If I open it, I've got to open it up on the screen first, everyone. And then I'll... Now, let's see if this works. StreamYard. Share the screen. Share. Can you all see that, everyone? I'll go back to StreamYard. Let me know if you can see that when I make that bigger. Just give me a thumbs up if you can see that barbecue there, everyone. I can see it. Yep, Jordan said yes. So I'm going to maximize this. I can't see your comments at the moment, everyone. This is the barbecue Sean Wales been talking about. It's a nomadic portable barbecue. Have a look at the price of it. It was $4.99 when I clicked on Sean's thing. I thought, that's not a bad looking little barbecue. And it folds down. No, it's not going to let me do it. It's going to be a pain in the ass, everyone. I thought I could scroll through and there. That's it there. It just pulls up and then folds out and that's it there. $479. I thought that's overpriced. You can get a baby Webbecue with a hood on it. It doesn't have a hood or anything, guys. It's just, that's it there. So absolutely ridiculous. Can I? No, it's not going to let me do it. No, this isn't going to work, everyone. Not going to work at all. Stop sharing. There you go. That thing there, that nomadic, $479. It's a little compact barbecue. You pull it up and then fold it out. It's gas. Hasn't got a hood on it. Russ just sent me an email. I'm on live, Russ. I can't answer you at the moment, mate. So a lot of dollars for what it is. Absolutely it is. Now, there's another one too. If I go back into there. No, this isn't going to work, everyone. The nomadic barbecue. I had another bloody nice barbecue. It looks like a Weber barbecue with a hood, but it runs on the butane. There's a company, and they're not cheap either. And I'm thinking, rather than carry a full gas bloody with a gas bottle and all that, like a baby Webbecue, if you're portable camping, this thing's like that. It's a butane barbecue with a hood, but it's got the butane can on the side. And that didn't look too bad, to tell you the truth. Fold out compact barbecue. Here it is here. If I open this up and then I share the screen, there it is. I've got a picture of it here, everyone. The price of this isn't too bad. Allow. Let's see if I can share the screen here and show you this one. This is the one I'm talking about now. Share the screen. Portable gas barbecue. Share. There it is there. I hope you can see that one, everyone. It's a portable gas barbecue, 2-burner with stainless steel lid. So there it is there. I'm not quite sure how big that is. It's probably got the dimensions there. $199. And that's from a company that sells them called Rock Armor. And when I went in to buy one, I was going to buy one. They'd sold out. Thank God they'd sold out. So that's it there. It's like a little, so you can cook on the bottom where the steaks are there. That's your cooking surface. So you cook there, and then the sausages are obviously, you cook the sausages, then you put them up the top to keep warm, and then you can cook your steaks. So that's not a bad, it's like a two-level barbecue, and it runs on the butane cans. So that's not a bad looking thing. For $199, I reckon you could do the same on that and more than what you could on that $479 one that Sean Wales promoting at the moment. Let's face it, those little butane cans, you buy them in packs of 4 for about $5. They're cheap as chips. They last a little while. Those butane cans, they're light. You can carry quite a few of them. The only way this would not work is if you're in freezing temperatures. As we know, butane, everyone, doesn't like really, really cold weather. You get down around zeros, it freezes up. That's where you need propane. But if you're up here in Queensland and that, you want to go out, cook steaks, sausages, you could do pizzas in that because it's got the hood, fold the hood down. What are your thoughts on that, everyone? That's a bit of gear I saw the other day, and I thought that's not a bad looking bit of cooking equipment. And as you know, I don't have a lot of cooking gear in the shed, everyone. And I reckon I could do with a bit more. If Roz hears me, she'll be bloody throwing haymakers at me. I reckon that could be my next bit of cooking gear. What do you reckon? I'm not quite sure how big that is. Description. Here we go. I don't know if you can see that. 2 gas burners, drip tray, yes. Grill plate, yes. Lid, removable stainless with a temperature gauge. Butane fuel. It weighs 11 kilos. So if you could get a Crazy Dog bag or something for that. Dimensions with the lid on. 630 wide, 330 high, and 340 deep. So it's not too bad. It's quite a long barbecue. So it's not a small item. 630. So it's got a little bit of. I don't mind the look of that. I might stop sharing that and we'll come back. Did you all see that, everyone? Bella Jess saying loves her charcoal cob cooker. Kane, how are you, Kane? Yeah, Rosby roll. What did you think of that one, that little butane stove? That looked all right, didn't it? Not too bad at all. And that way you don't have to carry the bit like a normal gas bottle, which you're not allowed to carry inside a car, everyone. You've got to carry it in the back of a ute or your trailer. You've got to have it, the proper gas bottles, you should have separated from the cabin of your vehicle. I think there's a law about that. 34 deep, 34 what? Centimetres? Yeah, maybe. 34 centimetres, 340. There you go. So I didn't mind the look of that little butane cooker. I reckon if you could get a canvas bag to put that in, that would be a good little item to take out cooking. You could do pizzas in it, steak, sausages. You could do a damper in there, scones, anything with a hood that you can turn into an oven would be a great way to cook. You know, you could do your chicken Kievs. Just put a little stainless steel frying pan in there, a couple of chicken Kievs in there, and away you go. So that's not a bad looking item. Rock Armor is the company. Armor spelt the American way, ARMOR. There's no U in it. Rock Armor. And last I looked, they were sold out. I looked on Alibaba. Those things are on Alibaba, and there's a minimum order of like 500 or something, or 300. So Rock Armor have obviously gone to Alibaba and seen that item and gone, Oh, yeah, they're about $100 on Alibaba. No, they were less than that, $70-something. So they import 300 of them and sell them for $199. But it's not a bad looking item, because I went straight to Alibaba and thought, I'll buy one of these and pay a lot less for it. Minimum order 300. So Alibaba's designed so that they sell in bulk. That's why the stuff's cheap on there. They sell lots of items in bulk to camping companies, and everything BCF and all your camping stores have, everyone. Most of it's all on Alibaba, isn't it, at the end of the day? Chris saying he's got a Rock Armour bull bar, can't cook steak on it. No, well, I'll tell you what, if you're out in Central Australia recently, you could have. 50 degrees, mate. Throw your rump steak on the top of your thing. 12 all in the St. George South, 12 all. Good stuff. So there you go. If anyone's got a bloody good bit of camping gear they want me to look up, let's do it, everyone. Let's see if I can share the screen and see if this works. Share the screen. Guess where I'm going? Kings. But when I'm on that screen, it won't let me scroll through. I'm scrolling at the moment, everyone. Can you guys see me scrolling? I'll come back to the comment section because I can't see the comments. I'm scrolling up at the moment. Can you see me scrolling? Just let me know. Yes. Okay. Thanks, Mark. So I'll go back to that and we'll look up tripod light. Let's see what they're going for at the moment. Still 119, everyone. $119 each. There you go. Pay wholesale $89.25 if you buy them in bulk. I got 2 for $99 the other day, everyone. But if you look here, so this is what I'm talking about with Kings. If you buy one of those tripod lights, which are bloody good bits of gear, $119. Let's scroll down. And here, you can get a tripod light and one of those little lights, which I've got. They're good little lights, those ones. They've got the orange light as well for $115. So if you go in to buy a tripod light for $119, for $115, you can get the tripod light and one of those little things. So when you go into Kings, always look for the specials. Always look for the specials. I always have special deals there. Tripod light. What else have we got? Fridge, 50 litre. Let's see what they're going for at the moment. Here we go. I'll just make sure you can see that. Yeah, you can. So I'm just making sure you can see what I'm pulling up on the screen, everyone. There we go. The Kings 50 litre. This is the fridge I've got. Someone asked me the other day, Buck, when are you doing a review on your Kings fridge? I said, I've only had it for 7 months, mate. It's a bit early to do a review. And he said, I don't know if he was meaning, or why haven't you done a review on your fridge? Is it broken already? Well, for those wondering, 7 months ago, I bought one of those Kings fridges and I paid about the same price for it. Look at that. And it came with the cover. $249 was about, or $229. And with the cover. So that 50 litre fridge I've got in the back of the BT50 and it's working fine, everyone. It's going really, really well. And as you can see, it opens from this side here. So I can open my canopy up and I've got easy access to the fridge. With the Engel fridge, I had to bloody get into it from the back of the car and it was a pain in the ass. This fridge here, the Kings fridge, is going really, really well. It's good on the battery. It's going really good on the battery. There's the cover for $64. So if I click on that fridge there, everyone, let's see if there's any specials going. Oh, okay. So there you go. The fridge and the cover. Oh, okay. And the fridge, the cover, and a 240 volt. That's right, because it only runs on 12 volt, but you can buy as an optional extra the 240 to 12 adapter. So for $330, you get the fridge, the cover, and the 240 to 12 volt adapter. So always go in and look at the specials, everyone, when you come to that. What else are we going to look at? If you want me to look something up on Kings, can't fold it. Jamie Fulton, 110 litre upright. All right, well, let's go back into that. If I can work out how to do it. Upright. Jamie, was that the upright fridge you were talking about? I'm not in the market for an upright fridge. Upright fridge. Here we go. What did Jamie? He's got the here we go. Jamie said he's got the 110 litre stay cool upright fridge freezer, 24 volt, reversible door. I like that idea, reversible door. So you can open it from the left or open it from the right, depending on your canopy setup or whatever. If you've got a decent size boat, if Phil wanted to run an upright fridge in his boat, because he's got the 24 volt lead time lithium battery there. So a 200 amp hour, 24 volt battery Phil's got in his boat. That is like, what's that? 5,500 watt hours of power, it's got heaps of storage power in there, lots of watt hours. Look at that. $499 for 110 litre upright fridge, 12 or 24 volt. There you go. Let's go down, see if there's any specials. There we go. So for $499, so for $546, so for an extra 46 bucks, we can get the upright fridge and one of the fridge organizers that sticks onto the front of that. Okay, so for $546. So whenever you're doing your King stuff, everyone, make sure you scroll down, because you can usually get that item and something else at a better deal, which is good. So we'll go back to StreamYard there, and I'll remove that. There you go. So the Kings one, Jamie, is what you've got. That do Kings sell billet torque converters? I don't think so, mate. Billet? I don't even know what a billet torque converter is, mate. I've no idea. Jamie said, I'll tell you what you can do, Jamie. Said he's got carpet on the door of his fridge to put patches on. Or you could put on some Crazy Dog, all the little module things. He's got the stubby holders, all the different types of scenarios. If you've got carpet, Jace has got those little pouches and pockets and clear pouches and everything that you can stick onto carpet. He calls it the modular system. So that's something you could do down the track, Jamie, if you wanted places to put your torches and your stubby holders and all that. You could grab some of that Crazy Dog stuff and just stick it to the carpet on your fridge, mate. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Chris said my gearbox. Something to do with gearboxes at the moment. Who else did a gear? I did my gearbox. Roz's sister's gearbox has gone in her car. Chris has done his gearbox. It must be the year of gearboxes given up, everyone. Dear idea. Yeah, Roz's Irene, she's got I think Irene's got a Mitsubishi or something. Anyway, the automatic gearbox has gone in hers. Yeah, dear idea. So what do you do? Anyone got a bit of favourite camping gear, everyone, that they want to pull up? I'll pull it up on Google and we can look it up, eh? Portable gas barbecue. I like the look of that little portable gas barbecue, the butane one with the hood. I reckon that's not a bad, that'd be even good at home to cook on. You have a power outage or something like that. Not a bad way to go. It's very similar to the air fryer I use, just another brand. Rob's in a conversation. Portable charcoal spit barbecue. Yeah, that's the one Steve Fuller's got, everyone. If you want to see one of those, that portable charcoal spit barbecue, Steve Fuller's got that on his channel. He does a cook-up over it, everyone. Brett saying, Crazy's the second most talented Hogan in the family. Pretty talented family, I must admit. Jason's canvas work second to none, everyone. That guy, when it comes to canvas and vinyl, very, very, very good. Yeah, very good. Kubi, my Outback Tourer 1.5 Pro rooftop tent, absolutely fantastic. My Outback Tourer 1.5 Pro Outback Tourer 1.5 Pro rooftop tent. Outback Tourer 1.5 Pro. Let's see if I can bloody pull up Google here, everyone. I'll go in here to Google. Outback Pro 1.5 rooftop tent. See what comes up here. Images. Geez, they're not cheap, eh? I'll just pull that up and then I'll go back into, then you get a million bloody, let's go in, share the screen. I've just pulled that up on Google, everyone. Share the screen. Outback Pro. There it is there. 3.5 grand for a bloody rooftop tent. Geez, they're dear, aren't they? Rooftop tents. Unbelievable. And let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages of rooftop tents, everyone. There it is there. The Outback Touring 1.5 light rooftop tent. 3,400, 3.5 grand. Wow. Let's go back to StreamYard. Here I am. I'm back. So, yeah, rooftop tents, everyone. I know they're a magnificent invention. Personally, I think they're overpriced. All of them. The price of rooftop tents is bullshit. They're an inconvenience. Some of them are easy to set up and pack down. When you pack them down and it's been raining, it's an absolute, packing anything up in the rain is a pain in the ass. A lot of rooftop tents, you've got to be very careful how you pack them down after it's been raining, or the water can get in on your bed. And the worst thing about them, someone the other day said, Buck, I've got a rooftop tent and it's a pain in the ass because every time I want to go driving or go exploring, I've got to pack my campsite up to go exploring. And that is the one big disadvantage with a rooftop tent. I like the idea of an Oz tent or a gazebo or a caravan or a camper trailer, something that you can use as a base camp, so that if you do want to go out collecting firewood in your 4B, go into town, go to the bakery, slip into town to have a shower or shit or whatever, or go to the shops or whatever, you don't have to pack your campsite up. You can just go, do what you got to do and come back and your campsite is still there, whether it's a caravan, camper trailer, gazebo, swag, whatever it might, swag and 3-meter gazebo, rooftop tents. And anyone who knows, if they camp and you've got to pack your campsite up to move your vehicle, it is a pain in the ass. And that is the one big disadvantage of a rooftop tent. I've had rooftop tents on my camper trailers. Fantastic, because you unhook, they can stay up and you've still, but when your rooftop tent's on your car and you want to go somewhere, you've got to pack your rooftop tent down. I know it's not a big deal. Some of them are easy to pack away, but it's just another 10 minutes of your day that you didn't really need to do. So rooftop tents on vehicles, not a fan, everyone. On a camper trailer, absolutely. On a trailer, yeah, fine. But I always like to have a campsite where I don't have to pack shit up. Cupie, what about you, mate? My Outback Armourer, we just looked it up, mate. So, and there you go. There's 8,000 comments that I didn't see. 3.5 grand, and the Kings won 1,600. Kings all the way when starting out. Yeah, and this is the other thing I was going to say too. I'm glad you said that. I'm copping a bit of, not flack, everyone, but get a lot of comments, people. Oh, Buck, you used to be all about Aussie made and all this. And yeah, I was. And you know what? It's bloody, and I said to someone the other day, and I wasn't trying to be smart to, I said, mate, when I was doing my clip on the camper trail, I'm pulling out the King's Esky, and who's that? Someone. Pulling out the Esky and pulling out the camp chairs and pulling out the stretchers and all that. Oh, what happened to all this Chinese stuff? What what happened to your Aussie-made stuff? I said, here's a job for you, mate. You go and find me Aussie-made camp chairs, Aussie-made stretchers, Aussie-made gazebos, Aussie-made eskies, and all that type of stuff. If you can find them, then let me know what the price of them is, and then get back to me. Does anyone know of an Australian-made camp chair or an Australian-made stretcher or an Aussie-made gazebo? All that camping gear that we take out camping, or who camps with a 3-metre gazebo? Millions of Aussies. Any Aussie-made ones? No, they're all from overseas, everyone. It doesn't matter whether they're Austrail, Coleman, Kings, everything. Anaconda, BCF, everything in those shops is out of China. So when people go, what happened to your Aussie-made? Well, show me Australian-made. And then if it is Australian-made, is it affordable? I'm on a pension now, everyone. I am not going to go and put myself under financial stress anymore just to support Australian companies. A lot of Aussie companies go to China, buy the stuff in, and still charge a bloody monster for it. They still charge huge prices. And that's why I've been pro Kings lately, because it's one of the few stores you can go into now, and their bloody, let's face it, their stuff is getting a lot better. They got some good stuff in their stores now, everyone. And it's bloody affordable. You've just seen you can go into a King store and friggin' look around and go, you know what, I can afford that. You go into Darcy or one of these other, or even Tent Worlds and some of these other places, the prices they've got on stuff is bullshit. It's overpriced. And if I'm one of these guys who's a bit pro Kings now, I make no apologies for it, everyone. I'm not going to go broke to support Australian companies that want to rip me off. Not that there's a lot of companies out there building camping gear, everyone. Now, the Aussie things like Aussie Campfire Kitchen, you know, that's Aussie made up in Wonga Beach there. Great stuff. Tony's a boiler maker, makes some really, really good stuff. That stuff is affordable. Is it as cheap as the King stuff? Nowhere near it. It's a lot better quality. The King's swing around stuff, it does the job. But if you want the real good quality stuff, yeah, you got to pay for it. You pay for it when you do Australian made. And Crazy Dog, I'll keep plugging Crazy and always will. His stuff is very, very, very good. But it's hard for Jason now when he's up against so many other companies that are buying their stuff out of China. And let's face it, those Kings Plus bags are brilliant. The small clear top bags, the bigger ones, but it's not just that type of bags. They got a lot of stuff that Jason doesn't do. Solar panel bags, bags for induction cookers, all that Kings Plus brand stuff, the grey stuff. And it's all vinyl lined and that. And even Jason said, mate, for me to make something like that out of the canvas as good a quality and then to vinyl line it, he said, you'd be paying bloody 5 times the cost, because that's how it is when you think. So a lot of people are up me at the moment because I'm promoting Kings. And I said to this bloke, I said, mate, I'll pay for it myself. Kings aren't giving me this shit to promote them. I buy it out of my own back pocket. And the reason I buy it out of my own back pocket is because I can afford it. Because I'm not rich, everyone. I'm retired on an army pension now. I can't afford to go and pay $3.5 grand for a rooftop tent when I can get one for half the price. You know what I mean? I'm not that I'm buying a rooftop tent. I'll go to Kings because that's the shit I can afford. And their stuff's getting a lot better, let's face it. So, yeah, I've been copping a bit of flack about Kings. Yeah, I gave them a serve there years and years ago. But that's all in the past. They did something a bit dirty against Drifter, and I didn't agree with it. And I still don't agree with it, but it wasn't Kings themselves. It was some certain people working across the road from Drifter that did the dirty on Drifter, and I wasn't real happy about that. Anyway, that was bloody 10 years ago. But as I said, you go into a King store, as soon as you walk in, someone's, hey, mate, how are you? What are you after? Can I help you with something? The service I found in both the Townsville store and the Cairns store is very, very good. It's almost like the guys working in there seem happy to be working there. They're happy to say good day to you and talk to you about camping gear. A lot of the people in there, they camp themselves. And that's what you want. You don't want to walk into a store and you just get ignored. And then, like Bunnings, you want to ask a question in Bunnings. Good luck with that one, trying to find someone in a red shirt to answer your question. They don't have enough staff in Bunnings, I don't reckon. Every time you want to ask a question about something, you can never find anyone in a red shirt, or if they're busy and you can't get to them. But the Crazy Dog stuff's fantastic, everyone, and I'll always promote Jay. He's a good mate of mine. He got some good stuff, but he hasn't got everything on his website. There's a lot of stuff in Kings that Jason doesn't do. Jason does a lot of custom type stuff too, but it must be getting hard for Jace now. The amount of companies out there doing canvas products, it's like Jace's been doing it for a long time. And, he's probably only had a few companies to compete with back in the day. And now it's like every time you open Facebook, there's another canvas company on there promoting their bags and that. It must be getting harder and harder and harder for people to do Aussie made, everyone. We know about it. We talk about it all the time. The cost of wages, the cost of electricity. A company trying to manufacture in this country anymore. Aussie Campfire Kitchens, they got it right. I mean, he's got to buy his Tony and Taron, and they've got to buy the steel, which keeps it going up and going up and going up. And that's why Dave from Horizon Touring, he said, Buck, for his fire pits, every time I put in an order for metal, for steel, it had gone up. And every time I went to get a laser cut, Camp Cube laser cut, their costs had gone up. And he said it got to the stage where I was having to charge $800 for a fire pit with all the accessories and everything to make my money back. And he said, no one's going to buy a fire pit for $800. And that's why Dave's not doing Camp Cubes anymore. They were fantastic. But how do you compete when you can go and buy a fire pit for $60 from Kings and it still does the job, everyone? So it's hard. I feel sorry for a lot of the Aussie companies now. A lot of the Aussie companies, they go to China and they import it, put their own sticker on it or whatever, and that's how they do it. We don't make anything here anymore. People going on about, promoting Kings. Well, show me any Aussie-made camping gear, everyone. There might be a couple of items out there, there might be an Aussie-made swag out there, but how much are you paying for it? It's just canvas at the end of the day. Kez75, let me know what you reckon, guys. I'll try and catch up on some comments here. That's just the way I see it. I cop a bit of flack about, you're all Aussie made. And well, there is no Aussie made with camping gear anymore. Chairs and stretchers and a lot of this stuff. Yeah, I've got a fair bit of Aussie made, the Aussie Campfire kitchen gear, which I bought myself, everyone. I've got that. Got a lot of Crazy Dog canvas stuff, shady gear stuff. I try and promote Aussie made where I can, but I'm also a realist. And I know that you can't go out and buy Aussie-made camp chair because we just can't do it. It's just not viable to try and make them because people can't compete. A lot of people, you see a lot of these companies go, Australian designed, an Australian owned company, but it doesn't say manufactured in Australia. When you see that, Australian company, Australian designed. If it's built here, it'll say manufactured in Australia or made in Australia. A lot of companies don't say that. They bang on about how they're an Aussie company and it's designed in Australia. I reckon what they do is the way of designing is they look on Alibaba and go, I like the look of that. And they get onto the company and go, can you just tweak that? And the company goes, yeah, we can change that from a knob to a switch. Yeah, we can do that for you. And then that's their Aussie design because they thought of the idea of changing it from a knob to a switch. That's how a lot of people get around it. So if you ever see Australian designed and Australian owned, doesn't mean the item is made in Australia, everyone. Be careful of that one. Yeah, exactly right, mate. Drifter Stockton's imported. Yes, it is. It is. Drifter used to do their own canvas bags and they got a canvas factory and all that there. That was all Aussie made. The drawers were Aussie made. The kitchens, when they were doing kitchens and all that. Some sad news out of Drifter that I heard too, everyone, is Beachy, who was Luke's main guy that did all the, not the kitchens, the drawers and all that, the pommy guy, Beachy, he got cancer and is not working there anymore. I heard that a little while ago. I met Beachy a couple of times. Very, very nice bloke. Apparently he was struggled with cancer as well. So if he ever sees this, I hope you're doing all right, mate. I hope you got to beat it and all that type of stuff. So yeah, Drifter had all their Aussie made stuff, which was fantastic there at Gloucester. Their drawers, kitchens. Creaky was making all the kitchens, the slide out kitchens. I still reckon that's some of the best stuff Drifter ever did. Luke had a good brain on his head with thinking about stuff. Now, speaking about designed in Australia, that guy had a good camping brain. He was always thinking outside the box and the ways to design things. And he used to go to Creaky and Beachy and say, what about this? And they had some really, really good stuff. The Drifter drawers, the kitchens, their canvas bags, a lot of that stuff was all made in Australia. The dot trailers, when Luke had the dot trailer thing. So once again, when I was talking to Luke, I haven't spoken to Luke for years now, but when I was speaking with him, he used to quite often say, Buck, you've got no idea the costs involved in making Australian-made camper trailers. And I could be on about it for half an hour. Payroll taxes, the cost of electricity, wages, people going, and Luke told me, he said, people go calling in sick. He had a few problem childs there, going sick all the time. And one bloke was stealing diesel off him, like pinching his diesel. He said, up against it, mate, up against it. Electricity costs were out of control, insurances and all that type of stuff. And that's why he stopped making Drifter camper trailers, which were fantastic. They were bloody, I've owned two of them. They were brilliant camper trailers, really, really well. The pull-out kitchens, I loved it. And I wish I still had mine, but I couldn't justify having a caravan and a camper trailer. I had some good chats with Luke about it. He said just trying to manufacture in this country now is getting harder and harder and harder. And many years have passed on now. It's probably even harder again. That's why he closed down the dot factory. Just non-viable. Just wasn't viable to do that, which is a shame. And let's face it, a lot of people now are going to the killer of camper trailers was the hybrid, those Chinese hybrid caravans that were coming in, everyone, like your Jawa Siroccos and the one that Rob Richmond's got, your Oztrack, your little 13 foot Oztracks and all that type of stuff for not a lot more than when they were coming out, not a lot more than what you're paying for your high-end Australian-made camper trailers, everyone. So that's another thing that made it hard, wasn't it? People go, oh, look, I can get a bloody 13-foot hybrid caravan with an air conditioner and a bed and this and that and a pull-out kitchen and all this type of stuff for not much more than I'm paying for a Drifter camper trailer. So that's another thing he was up against. So, yeah, it's just the way it is now. I think we've got to accept it, everyone. I think the days of manufacturing in this country are just about over. Just about over. And we can blame a lot of things on that. People, I still reckon we got greedy. Everyone wants 100,000 a year, and then people go, yeah, well, we need big wages to keep up with the cost of living. True. So what comes first? If people are going to pay their workers more, they're going to put their prices up. It's a catch-22, isn't it? It really is. It really is. Where'd we go wrong? Back in the 70s, we were manufacturing. People still got paid okay. People still got paid good. The stuff was affordable, and we were manufacturing. At some stage, something got out of whack and just put our manufacturing down the gurgle. What was it, everyone? Can anyone explain what it was? He's a bloke who's got Aussie-made stuff. Newt's from Scrunnel Funnels, everyone. To get the Scrunnel certification, not only did I have to prove the factory in Queensland factory, but where they were made, and I had to prove the plastic used was produced in Australia as well, because Newt's has got the Aussie kangaroo on the side of his Scrunnel Funnels, everyone. So he had to prove that the factory is in Queensland and that even the plastic that the funnels are made out of was made in Australia as well. So when you see that Australian kangaroo on the side of something, which Newt's has got, g'day Newt's, hope you're well, mate. There you go. It's getting harder. What I was saying, back in the 70s and that, we had factories. We used to make tyres for cars. We used to build cars. People worked in factories. Aussies used to go and do what was the old saying? Honest day's work for honest day's pay. Where did it get out of whack? Did it one day someone went, cost of living's out of control, wages have got to go? Or did we all go, we want to get paid more, we want to get higher wages, and then that put the cost of everything else up? And then the government let the electricity prices slide. And we all know the cost of electricity now is absolute bullshit. Imagine what a factory has to pay for their electricity. It must be astronomical, which is why we go to think, I don't know. What do you reckon it is? Where do we go wrong with manufacturing, making our own stuff? When did it start going all wrong for us? But we see it now. There are a lot of companies, and I'll take my hat off to Drifter. They bloody still down there making bags and still trying, and with their canvas bags and all that, still paying the ladies on the sewing machines. They're probably on decent money an hour. Whereas why he went to Drifter, someone said, went to Drifter Stockton. And I know the time when Luke, the penny dropped, and he went, you know what? Luke and Clayton got together once and got chat. And Luke realised that here I am running factories and all this type of stuff, and he's kick-ass, or Australian director, they're turning over just as much money, if not more than me. And they just import stuff and sell it. Less stress, no factories to run, all that type of stuff. And I think that's what made Luke go and look into the Drifter Stockton side of things. Because, and that's why a lot of companies do it. You get on Alibaba, buy the gear in, get your own bloody logo put on, and sell it at a profit. Import it and sell it at a profit. And it's easier to do that and let China make all the shit than it is to try and manufacture it itself. And as I said, I had some really good chats with Luke over the years, and he used to tell me what he was up against, and bloody it wasn't real good. People stealing from him, people bloody going sick on him, leaking the roof, and then threatening to down tools until he fixes the leak in the roof. And he go, I'll put a bucket under there. It's Friday afternoon. I'll get a roofer in on Monday morning and we'll get it sorted. No, we're down in tools. It's dangerous. There's a leak in the roof. Well, I just put a bucket under it, catch the water. That's the type of shit he was up against. Just had a couple of rogue people in there working for him. It makes it hard, eh? You've got to have good staff too. That's the other thing. I saw a thing today, Aussies at the Qantas airport. Mate of mine was on a plane and he was filming outside the window of the plane, and he's watching the baggage handlers. We're just getting bags, and instead of walking them over and putting them on the bloody trolleys behind the tractor, just throwing them from 5 meters away. Like no care. It was like, I don't want to be here handling people's bags. If you don't want to do the job, piss off. And that's the whole attitude now. It's that type of attitude. You walk into some stores now and it's like, to get a coffee, and it's like they're working under duress. You can just tell they don't want to be there. They're working under duress. Everyone wants to get paid $100,000 and not have to work for it. That's the attitude we're getting here in this country. What happened to get out, work hard, honest day's work for an honest day's pay? I think we just want, and there's not a lot of give anymore. If anyone's an employer out there and got employees, you'll probably be nodding your head going, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But Carl, g'day, mate. How are you? I went to click on Carl and I got Chrissy Anderson instead. Evening, Buck. Great live feed. Yeah, I was just talking about all sorts of shit, mate. Too far gone, Chris. Too far gone. Too far gone, mate. I reckon we're gone. Gone, as Fatty Borton would say. Too far gone. What say you, people? Are we too far gone? Can we ever bring it back? Not while electricity is the cost it is now. Payroll, like Luke was saying, because he employed over 100 people, payroll taxes. had to pay payroll tax because he employed so many people. Should be getting rewarded for that shit. You should be getting rewarded for employing 100 people. You should be getting massive bloody tax discounts for that. But no, we'll just screw you over. The politicians screw you over again. You're employing 100 Aussie people. We're going to hit you with a payroll tax. Should be getting rewarded. Should be getting tax deductions for that. Encouraging people to put more people on instead of getting penalised for it. We're too far gone, Chris, I reckon. What do you reckon, everyone? Can we turn it around? Manufacturing in this country? Can we turn it around? I know Jason's from Crazy Dog. Jace has got his shed in his own thing. He used to work out of a shed, pay rent and all that. And he said, Buck, it's easier for me to build my own shed in my backyard and work from home and work in my own shed. Yeah, I've got to pay the electricity, but I was paying electricity at this shed. I was paying rent for the shed. And he said, that's a lot of rooftop tents I had to do before I even paid for the rent. So that's why he's moved. You know, it's just up against it now. Someone went, Aussies love cheap and only think short term. Yeah, maybe, mate. Yeah, maybe. I know there's some Aussie stuff out there too that's big dollars and doesn't perform as well. So, yeah. But when it comes to camping gear, mate, how much do you want to pay for swag at the end of the day? I got the old filthy King swag. I have great night's sleep in it. And it costs a couple $100, $300 or whatever. You want to go out and pay nearly $1,000 for Darcy double swag. Where's it end, mate? Where's it end? And as I said, I've got the attitude now where I'm not putting myself under financial pressure just to buy Aussie made anymore. I know it's probably people are going, I don't believe you said that, Buck. Well, if the Aussie made stuff is a fair price, absolutely I'll support it. I'm talking about Jan and Jason. Their stuff's small stuff in the scheme of things. I'm talking big ticket stuff, everyone. Like an Australian made Patriot. Patriot are making hybrid caravans now, aren't they? I don't think he does trailers anymore. He's gone to the hybrid caravan. What are they? Anyone know how much of one of those Patriot hybrid caravans is? Or Bruder, those Australian-made ones? Have a look at the price of a Zone RV caravan, everyone. Nearly not much change out of 200 grand for a Zone RV caravan. I know they're a nice caravan, but they're a lot of money as well. Bruder, Australian off-road. Some of these off-road hybrid type caravans were nearly 3 times the price of the Chinese ones. Like, everyone's got a budget. Everyone's got a budget, and we're not all bloody millionaires. Yeah, King swags are good. I've got the blow-up. I still haven't slept in the blow-up one. So I'm going to do that. That blow-up swag, that King's one I've got, the King's Plus blow-up swag is a bloody beauty. A Patriot, here we go, Patriot upper. Yeah, I know. I haven't really been following them lately. Hey, Dave, how are you, mate? Saxon Overland. I worked in a drug manufacturing for 30 years, and it's impossible to do now in Australia. 10 to 1 cheaper in Korea, China, Austria, German, because government give massive tax assistance and free loans. There you go. There's from Dave, there's a guy that moved away from Australia because of the cost of living and moved to Thailand and is loving it. There you go. Isn't it sad when you got guys that come over here living in Australia and then go, this is bullshit. I'm going to move to Thailand with my family. It's sad. When you left, mate, I thought, oh, it's bloody sad seeing you go, but I don't blame you one little bit. I don't blame you one little bit. People, the cost of living in the Philippines, and I know some army guys living on their army pension. They go and move over to Bali and the Philippines and Thailand and all that, and they live like kings on their army pension. Here, you live like a pauper on it. So, not something I wouldn't do. Go and live overseas. I still like living in Australia. Everyone, I don't hate it that much. Where I want to go and move to Bali or the Philippines or something like that, I'd never do that. But I know a lot of guys that have. And a good mate of mine, he's living in Thailand now. He's on his Navy pension. He's did his 20 years in the Navy. He's on his DFRDB pension, the one that I got that doing 20 years in the Army. Doesn't exist anymore. It's not a big pension, but over in Thailand it is, and he lives quite comfortably over there on it. And Rafa, was that you? Rafa just dropped one, and it stinks, everyone. My goodness. Anyway, I've been missing a lot of your things. I've had my say about manufacturing. Chris, I think we're gone. What do you reckon? Can we bring it back, everyone? Can we bring manufacturing back? No, I don't. I think it's gone. Our government has displayed, and I'm not just having a go at Albo now, all our governments have shown that they have got no idea how to get the cost of living under control. We all go to Coles and Woolworths to buy our groceries. You only have to have a look at the cost of groceries now to know that the cost of living in this country is out of control. They've been talking about it now since the last election. We're going to address the cost of living. Bullshit. Electricity is about to go up another 25%, I reckon. As if that's not bloody. So how can we bring manufacturing back when electricity is going up another 25%, Chris? Well, I just can't say. And when we keep demanding higher wages because of the cost of groceries, fuel's not getting any cheaper, is it? It's not the dearest it's ever been, but it's certainly not the cheapest it's ever been. Just everything you buy now is expensive. Yeah, see you, Kirby. See you, mate. All the best. Timmy Ryan, I was only saying to a mate the other day that we have seen the best of things. I think so, Tim. I think guys our age, mate, I think we've seen the best this country's got to offer. I can't see it getting better. I know it's a bit pessimistic, isn't it? It's a bit pessimistic, but that's the way it is, guys, the way I see it too. I think I've seen the best days. And I try not to get too involved in that now, but the cost of living is something that affects us all, everyone. It affects us all. That's why I shop at King's, because I still reckon they do good deals and they're not price gouging. They're not price gouging. I went into BCF the other day to buy some chemical toilet stuff, and I wanted 30 something, nearly $40 for a bottle, or $30. $30 or something for a bottle of this bloody stuff you pour in your chemical toilet. I went, that was $19 a bottle last time I was in here, and it had gone up $10 or something. Anyway, I said, this is bullshit. I said, how did it go up that much in one hit? And the lady on the counter, she got on the computer and she goes, she must have looked up Anaconda, and she went, oh, our opposition's got it at $19.99 still. We'll do it at that cost. So it wasn't until I blew up and said, how this stuff go up $10 a bottle all of a sudden since I last bought one? BCF are price gouging, everyone. BCF are starting to price gouge, or that whole bloody thing. Have you noticed in BCF the prices have gone up? It has. Why is their stuff going up? Probably because wages are going up. Their electricity in their big stores is going up. The stores that they rent is going up. Everyone's getting greedy. We know how greedy landlords are with rent. If you're out there renting, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Landlords, greedy. There are places here in Innisfail, and one of my mechanics, he's off the main, out of the main thing. He was looking at renting right in the middle of town to get more business, and so his business is seen of people driving through and all that. And he said, "Oh, I'm not moving now, mate." He goes, when I found out what they wanted for rent, he said they're just greedy pricks, and it's the way it is. And isn't it funny how there's buildings here in my town that are just vacant, and businesses won't move in there because the rent's too high? Don't you reckon for landlords it's better to rent something and get $300 a week for it than let it sit there and go vacant for 6 months or 12 months and get nothing for it instead of asking $800? I don't know. Aren't they better off getting something for that building? But they're all price gouging. all these people that are renting their sheds and all that type of stuff out to businesses. That's why businesses fail. Cost of electricity, cost of rent. I know our little cafe, everyone. I'm going back a long way, 2011 or something. Our rent, because it was in the Woolworths complex, $960 a week. So that's a lot of coffees you've got to sell and hamburgers before you start paying your rent. You know what I mean? And then wages and then electricity. It was like, I looked into it one day. It's like lunchtime Friday before you start making any money for yourself. It was bullshit. I've run my own business. It was hard work, everyone. It was stressful. And you used to work your guts out. A lot of money coming in one hand, and it all went out the other hand. And I've been there 2.5 years. Me and Roz ran that cafe. And every time the Coke man turned up with our Coke delivery, you look at the invoice and go, 600ml Cokes are going up again. It was cheaper to go in to Woolworths and buy 30 packs of Coke from Woolworths than what it was to buy it off Coca-Cola. Because Woolworths could buy so much Coca-Cola off Coca-Cola, they could sell it cheaper than what Coke could sell it to me. Absolute bullshit. Coke, once again, another company that just took the piss out of you. There's like the big companies, Coles and Woolworths and that. That's why they buy it in such bulk thing. They could sell it for back then 50 cents a can. And then I try and buy cans of Coke off Coke, and it was like $1 a can. Although I get it half the price in Woolies. But you go into Woolworths now to buy a 30 pack of Cokes, $50. Normal price, $50 for 30 cans of Coke. Yeah, you can get it on special for 30. Remember the days you'd get a can of Coke for 50 cents from Woolies? Those days are gone. Wasn't that long ago, was it? My Moccona coffee went from 14 to 18 to $21.95 to $25.95 to $32.95, and now it's $37.50.95 for a 400 grammer. The prices, every time I go in there, I go, it's gone up again. It's gone up again. It's getting to the stage now where I'm going to give coffee up just out of spite. Same as one of the reasons I gave the piss up, everyone. I was sick of paying nearly $70 a carton for 30 cans of beer. Come on. Ridiculous. And the other day, David Pocock, one of our politicians, he said, please tell me it's not true that the government makes more money off beer tax than it does off selling liquid natural gas. And the bloke with the big boffin with his book there, he said, yeah, we got $2.1 billion in bloody revenue from beer tax, and we got $1.5 billion from our natural gas. And Pocock just shook his head and started laughing and go, how does that work? One of the biggest exporters of natural gas in the world, and we're making more money from taxing beer than we do out of our natural gas. Something's gone wrong somewhere. Someone's doing something wrong, aren't they? It's bloody ridiculous. Mad Mick reckons, too far gone. Most of the young don't want to work hard anymore. Yeah, I spoke to a fencer over in Western Australia when I was over there at the Fall Drive show. He said, Buck, I follow you. He says, mate, I've got a really, really successful fencing business down in Albany. He said, turn over 400 a year or whatever. I'm ready to retire, mate. Want to give it to a couple of young blokes. No one wants to work. No one wants to do it. No one wants to be out in the sun doing the hard yards anymore. Not everyone can work from home and work in an office and all that type of stuff. Someone's got to be out there and do the hard yards. There's still some jobs out there that need the hard yards done. Tradies, chippies, plumbers, brickies can't work from home. We need more of them. We need more apprentices. I don't know. We just need to do it. Dave Hunter, what's Dave got to say here? The house I live here in Thailand would cost over 10 million in Sydney. It cost me 550,000. There you go. Even that's a lot. It must be a good house. 550 in Thailand would be a beautiful home. So there you go. That's why Dave has moved over to Thailand to live, everyone. The house he got for 550 in Thailand would cost 10 million in Sydney. That's what I mean. Young kids now to live in Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide. You got to have $1 million to buy a house now. back in the 90s, I bought a house at Albany Creek in Brisbane, 158,000. I thought that was a rip-off. 158. Roz looked it up, Reese. I said, look up 14 Gregory Place, Albany Creek, will you? And see what prices on that. And the last time it sold, it went for $990 or something, nearly $1 million. And I bought it for $158,000 in 1994. And I sold it for, shouldn't say that, I sold it for 145. I lost 13 grand on it when I left Brisbane. I lost 13 grand on that house. Friggin' hell. And now it's worth nearly $1 million. If only I had a crystal ball. Anyway, such is life. BCF's a joke. Yeah, BCF's prices are going crazy now for camping gear. And I think that's why Kings is doing so well. Kings is doing really, really well because they're keeping their prices realistic, everyone. I don't know who's doing the stuff behind the scenes at Kings, but they've obviously, over the years, us tapping into better quality stuff, some good stuff. I mean, when their canvas bags first come out, they were garbage, those little green ones with shit zips and all that. That's what you expect at Kings. But now they've got the Kings Plus range of bags, and they're good quality and they're a good price. You see people there every weekend walking out with swags, a double swag and 3 singles for his kids. You're thinking, oh my God, this stuff just walking out the door at Kings. They do a big business because the average Aussie can afford it. Francis, $1,300 power bill, and yeah, I know. My last power bill, because we're running the air cons all the time because it's so friggin' hot up here at the moment, I got my last electricity bill and went, I've got solar panels on my roof and I'm still paying this. $1,300 power bill and I've got solar. It's a joke. I was getting 15-cent buyback. Now it's down to 4 cents. Interest rates going up again. Yeah, there you go, mate. How can your power bill be $1,300 and you got friggin' solar panels on your roof? I get that. What electricity? I reckon if you use 10 kilowatts during the day and you put 20 kilowatts into the grid, or say you use 10 and you put an extra 10 into the grid, that 10 that you put in, whatever you're putting into the grid, should come off your thing to let you run your house at night. But it's not the way it works. It's bullshit. Remember when the solar panels first come out, they were paying whatever went back into the grid, 40 cents a kilowatt or whatever. Now they're giving 4 cents. It's bullshit, isn't it? Yeah, I know. We got solar panels too, mate. So it's not too bad during the day. You think at least during the day when the sun's out and I'm running my air cons, you don't feel so bad because your solar panels are kind of keeping up with what your air cons are using. But at night time, you're paying for that shit. And as I said, they reckon electricity's going up another 25%, which means Aussie businesses that have got factories and warehouses and all that, when that goes up and rent goes up, prices go up. Our government is out of touch, aren't they? I don't want to go onto a political rant, everyone. Our government is out of touch with the average Aussie. But we keep voting them in. We deserve everything we get. Rent's out of control, Phil. Yes, it is. I'm lucky. Roz and I are lucky now. We own our house after all these years. As you want to when you're 60 years old, you want to own you don't want to be still paying your house off when you're both retired. So that kind of worked out for us. So Chrissy Anderson, rent a 3-bedroom house here in Harvey Bay, probably around $600 a week minimum. Yeah, well, in Brisbane, mate, you get a dog box for $600. You'd be lucky to get a 1-bedroom unit. So, yeah, I know. What happened to the days where you could rent for $200 a week or $250 a week? It wasn't that long ago, was it? Now we're talking 6s, 7s, 800s a week. Mike Blakely, is America the same, mate? Is electricity, and that's why I'd love to speak to John and Steve W, Andy Riches. Is it the same in the UK and America, guys, or is it just Australia? Is electricity getting out of control? The cost of rent? What's it like over in other countries, or is it just here in Australia and New Zealand? What's Rob said? Yeah, done the same thing, Buck. Only good time was December. Oh, Rob, did you put solar panels on, mate? Are you talking about solar panels, Rob? Susie, running your own business is hard, Yak. I've been there, done that many years ago. It is, Susie. Roz and I ran a cafe coffee shop for 2.5 years, and it was hard work. It was bloody hard work, real hard work. And, you know, like, if it wasn't for GST, and you used to think, oh, I've got a bit of money in the bank here, but every 3 months you had to pay your BAS, your GST back to the government, and what you thought was all your profits, when it went back your GST. Just couldn't get ahead, eh? Couldn't get ahead. Every time the wholesalers come in, chips, drinks, frozen food, all that type of stuff that you buy off the wholesalers. They used to deliver twice a week. You put your order in and just sit there and go, it's gone up again. It's gone up again. Coke's gone up. But as soon as you put your hamburgers up by 10 cents to cover the cost, people, oh, your burgers are going up 10 cents. Yeah, but they don't see that everything on the invoice from the wholesalers is going up. So now when you walk into a we used to sell a hamburger for $6, and they're nice hamburgers, $6 for a hamburger. Now you go into a shop and they're 15 or something. And you think your price, and you think, no, it's not the cafe doing that. They've got to sell their burgers for $15 now because their electricity's going up. The bloody wages for their staff is going up. GST, all that type of stuff. It's getting hard. And every time I go in now to a cafe or a coffee shop and that, I don't care what the prices are. I've been there and done that. I know the stresses of running that type of business. And I think, good on yous. I don't mind paying $15 for a hamburger now because I know what those poor buggers that own that cafe are going through. It's, yeah. Dave said country's forecast, 1.2 trillion in debt. And you know the interest we pay on that is the interest we pay on 1.2 trillion is like the defence budget each year. So if we weren't in debt, all that money that we're paying on interest, we could be putting into health, education, defence, building more houses, infrastructure. But here we are, 1.2 down the gurgler, and the interest we're paying. Who do we pay the interest to? The China? Who do we borrow 1.2 trillion off? Who do we pay back? Who gets the interest? Can anyone tell me that? Who the friggin' hell gets that 60 billion a year interest that we pay? Who gets that? Who do we borrow 1.2 trillion off? I don't understand how it works. It's bullshit. But can you imagine if we didn't have a debt? It's like having a credit card, everyone. You had a credit card. See that brush? I found them on eBay the other day. Aussie made, speaking Aussie made, NUBR, they're good for blokes, for scratching your head, and they're like an anti-dandruff brush, but they're really good scalp massages. All the barbers and that used to have them. Found them on eBay the other day. Aussie made, about $3 each or something they were on eBay. They're bloody good, those. So what I was saying, if that's a credit card, I don't own a credit card anymore, everyone. I chopped it up years ago. I chopped my credit card up, don't have one. If I don't have the money in my bank account, I don't buy it. It's as simple as that. So you got a credit card, you're always looking at it going, oh, it's getting out of control here. I need to rein it in. I need to stop spending money. I need to pay it off. I need to get it down to zero. I know when I had a credit card, I was filthy at myself if I let it get away on me. I always like to keep it down on zero. If you used it, use it, and then try and pay that. If you went and bought a $1,000 item on it or whatever, splurged out, you try and pay that off as soon as you can because the interest rates on a credit card were quite high. You reckon our treasurers and that would go, this is bullshit. Our debt is going the wrong way. We need to rein the spending in. But it's like at the moment, everyone knows we're over $1 trillion in debt, and they're still throwing money out, hand over fist, giving money away to foreign countries that have got nothing to do with us. I'm all for supporting little Pacific Island nations around us, Fiji and Tonga and all our little close mates down here in the South Pacific. I'm all for helping out our own little region. But all these countries overseas in Africa and all that, we got nothing to do with. We need to stop giving them money, especially Afghanistan. Right, just gave them another 50 million. Stop it. That's money that could be coming off our debt or getting put into something else. We need to rein it in, everyone. If you own a credit card, you don't let it get away on you. Our politicians have let our country credit card get away on us big time. $1.2 trillion. And as I said, the interest we're paying on that each year is like the defense budget. How can we expand our NDIS and our health system and our defense force when 60 billion we're paying that to someone in interest? You can't get ahead when you're like that. They've lost the plot. I'm not just blaming Labor now. That's happened when Howard and Costello were in. We were in a surplus then, so it's only happened since John Howard left. We've managed to get into 1.2 trillion deficit. Because I'm sure when Costello was our treasurer, we were in a surplus when Howard and Costello were in. Robin, why is that not? Robin, they buy illegal ciggies for $8 a pack. Yeah, they need to crack down on that shit too. They need to crack down on illegal tobacco. They are. Russ is back from prison, everyone. Let's give Russ a thumbs up. He's back from prison. He's been in prison for the day. Russ is back home from work. I'm sure it was an enthralling day. Russ, I hope you changed lives and put a positive spin on it for the Crims and steered them in the right direction, mate. I hope you rehabilitated heaps of them and that they'll never reoffend and come back to prison ever again. I say that sarcastically, everyone. It's like a revolving door prisons. They used to go out and straight back in again. Couldn't help themselves. Some of them couldn't stay out of the shit. Yeah, I know, Mr. Bull. Well, apparently they're stopping that. Aren't they stopping the tax on beer? That's another thing. You don't need to tax beer and cigarettes. I know why they were taxing cigarettes, everyone. It was costing the health department a lot of money. They were taxing the shit out of cigarettes to try and ease the help. But all they did was create a problem with illegal tobacco coming in, didn't they? You try and solve one problem, you create another one. These illegal tobacco shops, they need to start shutting them down. Either government are not here to support the common people, they are working for, yeah, I know, mate. We all know that, Joshy, eh? They've lost the plot. Wouldn't it be good to see some politicians in there that are just give a shit about the people? And that's why I like Pauline. I think she does. I think Pauline generally gives a shit about other Aussies. Here's a lady that used to run a fish and chip shop, everyone. She knows what it's like to get down and do the basic jobs and work hard, and she's been down in the gutter and all that, hasn't she? Not in the gutter, I shouldn't say that. Pauline's bloody been there, and I don't think she's ever forgot her roots. I've never voted for Pauline Hanson, but you know what? I reckon next election I might. Good on her. She's always stuck to her guns, and she always wears the Aussie flag on her sleeve, and you know, she's not perfect by any means, but I think she's one of the few politicians out there now that actually does give us stuff about this country, and good on her for doing that. Bob does to a certain extent, but he's getting a bit senile now in his old age. Bob, he says some silly shit. Big fella used to live in Albany Creek. Yeah, I used to own a house there, mate. When I was in the army, I was at 1st Signal Regiment at Enoggera Barracks, and I bought a house at Albany Creek, 94 to 98. Albany Creek. It was a good little spot to live, actually. I didn't mind living at Albany Creek on the north side of Brisbane. There you go. That house that I bought for $158,000 in 1994 and sold for $145,000, lost 13 grand on it, is now valued at $1.189 million. Thank you, Snork, for that. Thanks for making me feel really good, mate. It's now, I could have been a millionaire, everyone. I could have been a millionaire, but I sold her for 13. I lost 13 grand on that house. That's the story of my life. Here's another story for you. When me and Roz we bought our cafe, our business, for $100,000 on the dot. We bought it for $100,000, the cafe, all the stuff in it. After 2.5 years, we put 110,000 on it. We've had enough. We're going to sell it. Going to try and make something on it. We put 110 grand on it. Well, a couple came along and bought it for $110,000. So me and Roz went, at least we made a $10,000 profit. So then the council come in and go, before you sell your cafe, you've only got a 250 litre grease trap. The regulations now say that it has to be $1,000 grease trap, 1,000 litre grease trap. I said, but it's been a 250 litre grease trap forever. We just get it emptied more times. No, legislation now states that a minimum grease trap at a cafe has to be 1,000 litres. So before we were allowed to sell the cafe, we had to put 1,000 litre grease trap in, which we all are. I don't know, the grease trap underneath the building. So that was $5.5 grand. So out of our $10,000 profit, $5.5 of it went to a new grease trap before we could sell the cafe. And then out of that 4.5 was all your legal fees for selling and all that. So me and Roz kind of busted even at best. And I thought, that's the way my life goes, everyone. I'm just destined never, ever to get ahead. I've been like the rest of you here. Before I retired, I just lived pay to pay. When I was a copper and a screw, I was like, when's payday? Because you'd look at your bank account and go, when's payday? 3 days away. Oh, come on. I used to live pay to pay. Everyone. Not so much now because I'm retired now and Veteran Affairs is looking after me. So I've got a pension there that I don't have to stress out. But yeah, when I was working, everyone, for all of them, even in the army, I just lived pay to pay. I did it tough like everyone else. I'm sure a lot of you out there live pay to pay and are looking forward to it. I've still got shirts, these Fecky shirts. People still haven't paid me for them. And I rang them up today, a couple of them. You still want your shirts? Oh, yeah, payday next week. Can I pay you on payday? So, and I go, yeah, no worries. I'm not going to sit there and go, get up them. I realise the people out there doing it tough. And there's a couple of them there that can't afford to pay me at the moment. And that's fine. I get it. I get it that people are doing it tough. And I said to a lady on the phone today, I said, no, it's all right. Just pay me when you can. I'm not going to give you shirts away on you. So there's people out there doing it tough. I feel bad, eh? And it wouldn't it be good to have some politicians out there with a bit of sympathy as well and start looking after us. Stop giving money to people overseas that hate us. Start looking after Aussies. That's all we ask. Then when you get your own backyard in order, then you can, it's like charity starts at home. And you guys are always digging deep for my charities, and I really appreciate that. But I said to Russ the other day, I said, I can't just keep asking my community to donate to charity all the time. Like it's, the fecky things, and then the plates are coming. I just feel bad that always asking you to dig into your pockets, especially now when the cost of living's so high. But you've always managed to do it, everyone, and I really appreciate you for that. Dave saying, I was in Myers yesterday, $1,400 and something dollars for a green pot and pan set. Is that the gold plate? Could have gone to Kings and got something that did the job for under $100, mate. That's what I mean. How can anyone afford that shit? There's people out there that pay for it. Have a look at the price of caravans. And there's people still out there paying 200 grand for a caravan. There's people out there that have got money. But what it is, everyone, is the price of houses is so friggin' high now. A lot of people are going, you know what? We can go and buy a brand new 300 series Land Cruiser and a caravan and just live on the road cheaper than what trying to pay $1 million mortgage back. That's why there's so many people out there in caravans. It's a cheaper option to buying a house now. It's pretty sad, isn't it? Remember the day every Aussie back in the days was like, yeah, going to buy my own house. It was the Aussie dream to own your own house. You used to be able to get a house on at least quarter acre. Every house block was a quarter acre. Now it's 400 square metres. You can hear your neighbours having a shit next door down at Mum's place. The houses are that close in Townsville. You can hear your neighbour having a shit if the window's open. I'm lucky here and here. We've got a bit of space here in the country towns. That's another reason. They need to start spending money out in the rural areas. Get people to move from the cities, start getting employment and stuff out in the rural towns. And people, if you go out to some of these country towns, they're great places to live. If there's houses there and there's work there, people will move out there. People will move if there's employment. And the good thing about country towns like Innisfail, Roma, and places like that, houses are still affordable at the moment compared to Brisbane and the Sunshine Coast and all that type of stuff. But a lot of people won't move out of the country towns because there's no employment. But I'm sure if you move out there, Scotty and Tennille took the big plunge. They moved from Brisbane to St. George. They didn't know what was in store for them. As they said, it's the best move we've ever done. They both scored good jobs. Scotty's out driving tractors on a cotton farm and all that. Tennille's got a good job in town doing accommodation and employment or something like that. I forget what Tennille's doing. Housing issues in the housing side of things, finding people houses and really enjoying it. And I said the best thing we did was move out to the bush, out in St. George. So yeah, maybe that's what's the old bloody a tree change. People say a sea change. Or maybe it's, if you're doing it tough in the cities, have a look at moving out maybe to one of the country towns. See if there's some employment out there for you and do some research, and maybe you can move out and maybe you can still keep that dream alive of buying your own house. Pretty sad the other day, Dave and Lauren said, we've given up on our dream of travelling around Australia. It was pretty sad hearing that, Dave, but you're only young, mate. Keep that dream alive, mate. Keep that dream alive. Keep working hard. And one day that dream will, Too late. Mike, I asked a question before, Mike, is the cost of living getting out of control in the United States and Colorado? The cost of groceries, the cost of electricity, mate, all that type of stuff. How are you finding the cost of living in America? I'm not talking about since Trump got in. I'm talking over the last 10 years. Because certainly here in Australia, everyone dreads going to the supermarket now to buy groceries. Like you go to Coles or Woolworths, which are our two grocery supermarkets here, and IGA in some places, it's just, you walk out shaking your head going, how did those few items in the trolley just cost me $100? That's the stage. I just dread going to the supermarket now. You just shake your head when you walk out. $700 here in Victoria, Phil, for the young kids. What's that, Lorna? $700. Is that for rent or something? You're like, yeah. Nick Taylor. Rates? Yeah. We're about that. We're not far off that, mate. Ours is about $2,000. I get a bit of a discount being on a gold card, a Veteran Affairs gold card. I get a discount. So, yeah. And that's the other thing too. Rates, if you do own your own house, which is great, the rates, the council keeps putting the rates up every year. Every time you get your rates, they've gone up. It's bloody. Newt said, I was a landlord till recently. I got very little in rent each month due to insurance and tenants breaking stuff. Constant plumber bills, handyman bills, because tenants can't change a tap washer. Yeah, I know, mate. It's that's why Gidgy Ken had a bloody house in Townsville, and he used to get okay rent back in those days. He was getting $350 a week for it, which is nothing now, but it wasn't there. But he said every fortnight they ring up, oh, the air conditioner, the pool filter's not working, the air conditioner's not cold enough. And it was like everything he was getting in rent was going to tradies to come around and keep repairing shit. Isn't it funny how it's like everything? As soon as you lend something out to someone, it never comes back in the same condition. If people are in a house that they don't own, they don't appreciate it as much as if you own it yourself. When you own something, you look after it a lot better, don't you? It's like try not to lend your car to anyone or your lawnmower because it never comes back the same. It's bullshit. Yeah, I know what you mean. Ken was in the same boat, Newts, and that's why he sold his house. He said, I'm not making any money on this. He said, I'm just bloody coughing everything up, paying rates. Bloody pool filter's always shitting itself and $2,000 to fix. And he said he sold it. But he should have hung on to it because the price of houses in Townsville skyrocketed not long after he sold his house. So that's the old Rogers luck once again. Anyway, Russell Lund's on. G'day, Russ. How are you, mate? My partner buying summer dresses for 50 pesos, $1.22. Here it be $100. Yeah. There you go. That's the difference between the Asian countries and here, mate, isn't it? It's the cost of stuff here is out of control. We all know that. There you go. Mike said the United States is happening here also. Well, I'm glad it's not just Australia. I think it's the whole Western world. You always hear about that happening in the UK and Europe as well. What's the answer, everyone? We can't afford it. Our politicians need to not worry about the rest of the world, just worry about this country. We're a rich country in resources and that, but we're 1.2 trillion in the we've been mismanaged, haven't we? For a country that's got so many natural resources and we're broke. How does that happen? How does that happen? I don't know. Terry said, we're lucky in the Bay. Real estate is killing the landlord for more rent, but they're not putting any money back into the home and it's falling apart. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so I guess as, if you're renting someone's house, I think it's your responsibility, everyone, to treat it as if it's your own house and bloody look after it. And listen, if a light bulb goes or a tap washer goes, sort it out yourself. If something big like an air conditioner shits itself, then the landlord will sort that out. But yeah, if you're renting and every time a light bulb goes out, go to Bunnings and buy a light bulb and change it yourself. You start doing that, get into a good relationship with your landlord. Maybe they won't put the rent up on you when they know that you just say, hey, mate, just so you're aware, fixed the light the other day, fixed a tap, was leaking. I've done a few things. But don't want any money, paid for it myself. Maybe they'll think about that next time they go to put the rent up. They go, hey, this bloke's a good tenant, looking after my house. He bloody keeping things in good order. I'll just keep, one would hope. Scratch each other's backs, eh? The windmills are to power the Cadia mine. All right, light foos on a bloody conversation with someone else there, I think. Brian Rowlands. Spot price when everyone is pumping solar into the grid is cheaper than spot price when solar is off. If you want to cut power expenses, you have to consume your own generation and store enough for after. Yeah, I don't know what you mean there, mate. All I know is I've got solar panels and I'm still getting big electricity bills, mate, because everyone's saying, oh, get a battery. And then my son just got a battery and he said, not worth it. The money I paid for it, he said, I'm still getting electricity bills, even the battery, just the way it's all sorted out. So, yeah, I don't know. $30 for a burger in some places. I wouldn't pay $30 for a burger, Russ. I'd refuse to, mate. I'd refuse to pay $30 for a burger. That's bullshit, mate. $15, yeah, I can come at that. $8.50 for a pie now down at the Carball Pie Man. Bacon, beef, bacon and cheese pie the other day at the Carball Pie Van, $8.50. I thought, come on, mate. $8.50 for a pie? Come on. I remember not long ago they hit $5 and I was blowing up thinking, now he's charging $8.50 for a pie. So guess what? I just stop having a piss now. I don't buy a pie anymore. I'm not buying $8.50 for a pie. It's bullshit. Why are the pies $8 gone up to $8.50? He's not paying rent. He's in a little car and he's running a gas oven. He's not paying rent at a bakery shop or whatever. They use the kitchen out at a bloody caravan park to cook the pies, and the pies are still $8.50. Nah, sorry. We're getting off bloody subject. I was going to talk about camping, wasn't I? My brother in New Zealand pays power monthly, and it's what I pay here in 3 months. New Zealand is more expensive. Oh, well. Yeah, I think New Zealand's more expensive for a lot of type of stuff anyway. So there you go. I can't keep up with the comments, everyone, because I didn't have slow mode on, and I just cannot keep up with the comments. It's ridiculous. Interest is all paid offshore. There you go, Mark. Mark, you're a banker. Who's it go to, mate? Who does that $60 billion worth of interest that we pay each year on the 1.2 trillion? Who gets it? Who did we borrow that money off to pay the interest to? Like who? China. But I reckon China are broke too. How's it? I don't know how it works, everyone. How can we be borrowing money off China? I don't know. If you can't afford it, don't do it. Need to start cutting our costs. And it means you still got to invest in education, health, defense. I get it. We've still got a thing, but there's areas where we can cut back, and we need to do it. And we need to start taking some drastic action. And the first place I'd be looking is all the countries we're giving money to each year, which goes into billions of dollars. And I'd be going, Somalia, you ain't getting any money off us next year, guys. That is over. Afghanistan, that's over. No more money from us. Indonesia, no more money from us. I'd be going through, if I was the PM, going, give me a list of all the countries we give money to and how much. And I reckon I could put a black texter through half of them. There you go. Just saved us $4 billion a year there. We're not giving money to those people. That's just common sense stuff, isn't it? It really is. There you go. Put a tariff on coal, gas, iron, and they'll pay the debt down, but the government don't have the balls to do it. Probably because if we start charging tariffs on all our stuff to India and all that, maybe they'll go looking elsewhere. If we start charging tariffs for our sugar, our raw sugar that we export, and lots of it. If we start putting tariffs on that, people will go, Australia's charging tariffs on their sugar. We'll go and buy it off Brazil now. They don't have a tariff. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard. It must be hard you start tariffing people, they go looking elsewhere. That's why I don't know why Trumpy wants to tariff everything. I don't know how he reckons it all works. It's bloody thing. Anyway, I've been going too long, guys. I'm off the camping subject. I was going to just talk about camping tonight, and we got right off subject, didn't we? Anyway, thanks to you guys. I'm going to blame all you guys out there for putting me down a couple of rabbit holes I didn't want to go down. Dave, Australia's 1.2 trillion government debt isn't owed to one country or bank. It's mostly owed to whoever holds Australian government bonds. Well, there you go. There's people smarter than me out there, but whoever they are that are running our books can't be too smart if they got us 1.2 trillion in the red, everyone. You're not real smart if you've done that. So anyway, I'm going to go, guys, have a cup of tea, say g'day to Roz. I've been gibbering for way too long. 2 hours 48. Come on, Buck. That's too long. All right, enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. I'll be back to Sunday morning soon. Next Saturday night, I won't be on, everyone. I'm going to a football game here, Marky Lavelle. You'll be pleased to know. There's a football game here in Innisfail next Saturday night, and it's the Cassowary Coast All-Stars versus, like, Legends of League. Billy Slater's leading the Cassowary Coast team out, guys, along with Scotty Bolton. Who else is there? A couple of good blokes that have come from the Cassowary Coast, and they're playing against Sam Thaiday, Ben Hennett, Kevin Campion in the Australian team. So it's going to be like a Masters game. I don't think they're going to take it too serious. Billy Slater's coming home, everyone, coming back to his hometown, and he's going to lead the Cassowary Coast boys on against the Aussie All-Stars, Sammy Thaiday, some guys that have played for Queensland and Australia in the game. It'll be a good night to go out and sit there at the local footy here at Callender Park, where Billy Slater played his junior football, and watch Billy lead the Innisfail, the Cassowary Coast team. out on against some pretty big names, or used to be pretty big names. It should be. I don't think they're going to go too hard on each other. Kerry Bosted's playing for the Aussie team. Kerry must be well into his 60s. He's older than me. He'd be mid-60s, Kerry Bosted. Played for Australia and New South Wales and Queensland. Remember, he played for New South Wales back in the 70s before State of Origin came. He was a Queensland Innisfail boy, Kerry Bosted. Did you all know that? One of Australia's greatest ever wingers, Kerry Bosted, Innisfail boy. But he's not playing for the Cassowary Coast. He's going to play for the Aussie All-Stars. So it's going to be a really, really good night. Go out and watch some rugby league and get in the mood for rugby league season again. And that's why when the footy season starts, guys, I'll start doing Sunday morning live feeds again and keep you up to date on all the footy scores. Have a look at the comments. Hundreds of them that I just can't read. There's just too many of them. I'll go back and have a sneaky look tomorrow morning, everyone. But once again, when I take slow mode off, there's no way I can keep up with you. Look at them. Thousands of them. I must have been 200 comments behind there. I just can't address them all, everyone, unless I put slow mode on. But when I had slow mode on the last couple of weeks, everyone was blowing up about it because everyone wants to put 10 comments a minute in there. Ty Williams and Ty Williams was the other one I'm thinking. I was playing for the Cassowary Coast, and the Ketchell boys from Tully. Very, very good players back in their day. The Ketchell boys from Tully are playing for the Cassowary Coast as well. And I think Billy Slater's going to lead them out. Scotty Bolton and Ty Williams. Scott Bolton played for the Cowboys and Queensland. Ty Williams played for Queensland. Billy Slater, one of our best ever fullbacks, everyone. And Kerry Bosted, I'm disappointed he's not running out for the Cassowary Coast team. Kerry's going to be running out for the Aussie All-Stars, along with Benny Hennett, Sam Thaiday, and some other big names there too. So it's going to be a fantastic night. All right, everyone. Good night. Cup of tea time for me. And once again, if you ordered the Fecky shirt, there they are. Have a look at them. Kobe and Darren on the shirts. That's a nice looking polo, isn't it? If anyone ordered that, that's a 2XL. Look at it. It's bloody, they're a good generous size. The arms are a bit bloody. How's me? Look at me, bulking up, guys. Into the gym. Bloody, you're probably going, Buck, put them away. They look like tuck shot lady arms. No, they're going. I'm getting some strength about me now, everyone. Been going to the gym, and I'm feeling better. I've lost a couple of kilos. Anyway, on a serious note, I'm a bit worried about me little fella here. I pick him up to see he's on the ground there, but he's back at the vet next week, and let's hope the little fella doesn't have cancer in there. I'm very, very worried about him. Me and Roz. We're worried about our little fella. We love him to bits, and we just hope there's nothing too serious going on there. We hope it's whatever's going on can be treated with some medication and we can get a few more years out of him. He's 14 in May. Little dogs like him, they can punch through to 18, some of them. So, yeah, anyway. Big fella. What is that about? I just saw Big fella's comment. I don't think I'll go there with that one. Newt seems like he knows all about the debt. How did we go down that rabbit hole? Anyway, whoever put me down that rabbit hole, thank you very much. We quickly went from camping onto bloody how to solve the problems of everything. Who's that bloody? I just want to have one more rant before I go. Something pissed me off today, and I was going to tell you about what pisses Buck off. I forget what it was now. Oh, when you buy marinated chicken things and put them on the barbecue plate, it sticks like shit to it. But whatever the marinade, where's honey mustard chicken nibble things, it stuck like shit to a blanket. I just about to get the angle grinder on to get it off the barbecue plate. That pisses me off. Marinated chicken on a barbecue plate, and you can't get your barbecue plate clean. I was going to say something then, forget what it was. I sidetracked myself. Can't have been too important. Anyway, if you ordered those shirts, some of them are on the way already. Steve Fuller, yours went on Friday, and the rest of them will be going first thing Monday morning in express bags. I've got 3 big boxes of them out there ready to go, guys. So, yeah, the 20-minute goodbye begins. See you, Mike. Hope you're well, mate. Thanks for tuning in at bloody all hours of the morning over there in the USA. Bit of a boring Super Bowl, mate. That was the worst Super Bowl game I've ever seen. It just had no atmosphere. It had no atmosphere. All right, good night. Get off, Jeffrey Keane said. See you in Roma, Jeffrey. See you in Roma. Your shirt is on the way. I'm not bringing it down. It's on the way. Terry G, yours is on the way as well. Your Fecky shirts, I reckon they're bloody good-looking shirts. Good night, everyone. How do I end this? End stream. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. See ya.